ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving this series. So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. Izuku Midoriya is a 17-year-old young man 4th year in high school. No matter how he tries to fix his body by working out, it doesn't work. It's not known to him, but his body has so much mana to the point that it's deforming his body, giving him obesity. He's being bullied by his classmates in Aldera High School due to that. It angers him, but what could he do? What can he do against someone who could have explosions as Quirk? He hated that guy. Katsuki Bakugo is that bully's name. Izuku absolutely hated him, but what could he do? He has nothing, no quirk, no money, no confidence to tell the teachers. Heck, Izuku even doubt if they do anything to Bakugo. He's currently alone. No mother since Inko Midoriya died to villain attack years ago. So Izuku learned to fend for himself, gave up the apartment they have, and now he stood in front of the inheritance home he got from Hisashi Midoriya's family side. This was the home of his grandfather Kuya Midoriya, a mysterious old man, even when he's alive according to Izuku. Resting his things down in the living room, Izuku had one thought: I should buy some stocks of food and fresh ingredients. As he took his coat and goes outside, he's fat, he almost couldn't fit through the door. Why do I feel attacked for some reason? Since when did a character can hear me? The F. Must be the wind. Almost scared me there. I thought his Deadpool for a second. Izuku walked to the nearby open 7-Eleven store, took the necessary things and paid for it. I didn't miss anything, right? He checked his bags of foods and saw everything he needed. Good, I got it all, nothing missing, he said and continued walking, the wind blowing upon his hair as it danced with the cold breeze of the night. As he was walking, alone in a desolate path, he heard something or someone. Help! Anyone please help me, I'm going to be RA. The voice was cut off. Izuku's feet didn't second-guess and ran to where he heard that voice. He ran and ran, until he's breathless, and when he arrived, the scene made him grit his teeth. There, in an alleyway, a guy is holding a girl down, covering her mouth. Hey, what are you doing? Let her go. From hearing Izuku, the guy let go of the girl's mouth. Help me. He's assaulting me, the girl shouted. Desperation can be heard from her voice alone. Screw off, fatso. This one's mine. The guy yelled in frustration that someone is keeping him off from having fun with the girl. Let her go, or else, Izuku said. While his legs were shaking from fear, he can't take this guy down. He knew that fact. Or else would I doubt your fat arse can do anything to help, the guy retorted. Izuku didn't ponder on it and ran towards the guy. I said let her go. Meanwhile, on top of the buildings that surround the alleyway, a person with green hair much like Izuku and freckles like him stood on top of said building. Should we help this version of you, partner? A deep and ancient voice asked. No, leave him be. I think he has power that he is yet to know of. If it goes south, we'll help by planting a Longinus-class sacred gear to his soul. But for now, let's watch how heroic this version of me is, the green-haired man said. Izuku was fighting for his life, dodging a knife the best he can. He's coming straight for my stomach, I need to dodge, he thought, but his analytical mind thought otherwise as he sidesteps a little bit to the right and took the man's arm. This is my chance. He punched the man's arm, causing the said man to let go of his weapon. You brat, you'll pay for that. Izuku didn't know what to do, but he saw behind the man the girl was doing something. From her glowing cleavage, something came out. He has a gun on his side. Izuku feared this would happen. The man was about to pull his gun out from his side, but the girl slides something towards Izuku's feet. A gun? Izuku quickly ducked down as the man shot for Izuku's head, but he missed since Izuku ducked in the nick of time. Taking the gun, Izuku pointed it at the man. Bang! With one shot, Izuku shot the man right on his temple. A bully, as the man falls limp on the ground. Izuku was still angry. He loathes himself at being weak, so in his frustration he approached the man's lifeless body, aimed the gun towards the man's lifeless corpse, and pulled the trigger. Bang! I hate people like you, who would prey on the weak. Bang! I hate myself for being weak, for being born quirkless. While you people use your quirks to do evil deeds. Bang, bang, bang. The man's lifeless body shook from the barrage of bullets being embedded on his head. You're ungrateful for having a quirk. You use it for bad, for selfish reasons. Bang. His bottled-up rage came to this. He's using the man as an outlet for his anger at those who bullied him for being weak. For a moment, he imagined Katsuki Bakugo in the man's place. Bang. Is it my fault I'm born quirkless, huh? I can't contract. He was about to pull the trigger again when he was tackled down by the girl, hugging him, somewhat giving him comfort. It's all right, we're both fine now, he's gone, she said, voice still shaking from what she has gone through. It's okay, I'm here, you can calm down now. Her soft hand caresses his unkempt green hair. It's not your fault for being quirkless. It's gonna fine for me. The girl cupped his cheeks and made him look at her. Seeing her teary eyes, the desperation on her face fading away as she was saved. For me, you are my hero. Hearing her words to him, Izuku couldn't help it but cried too as he rested on her shoulders, hugging the girl like his life depended on it. I killed a person, I killed him. He wanted to beat himself up for it, but the girl's embrace stopped him from doing that. It's not your fault, it's do or die, either your life or his. You picked a choice and now we're both alive because of it, she said, soothing the self-loathing Izuku has inside of him. What's your name? I want to know the name of my hero, she asked, while Izuku paused before smiling, knowing he did it. At least he became a hero for someone. Izuku Midoriya, how about you? He answered and retorts back by asking her the same question. I'm Momo Yaoyorozu, she replied, happy to give her name to the man who risked his life to save hers. Back at the rooftop, the same man still looks down and watches the event that happened with quite the amazement. I for sure was about to plant the original Longinus sacred gear when that guy almost killed my other version. He said, looks like our help wasn't necessary after all, but would you look at that? This is his backstory, where he met Momo Yaoyorozu and saved her. The ancient voice within him spoke up once. Again, you're right on that one, Albion. Let's go, maybe there are other worlds and other me's that need our help. Using his armored hands, by the tips of its sharp, pointed claws, he slashed on the air, cutting through the barrier of dimensions itself. Another adventure. Partner, let's go. As the figure entered the cut between dimensions, as he disappeared in the cut between dimensions heals itself, and everything went back to normal. Izuku left the girl alone when her butler arrived. The old man was frantically looking for her, seeing that Izuku left knowing she's safe now. Only the girl named Momo Yaoyorozu and her personal butler were left on that alleyway. Are you all right, milady? You suddenly ran towards a direction, and I lost sight of you. The old man apologized for his incompetence. It's all right, Seabass, she countered. If I didn't get almost assaulted here, I wouldn't have met him. Her mind went towards the boy's face. Chubby and cute, but the determination overshadowed even that of a hero. And also, please call my father's private army and tell them to clean this place of any proof that leads to me and my hero, she said, without a care for whoever that man who almost repelled her. Then Seabass, by using my family's contacts, I want you to find someone named Izuku Midoriya. Her butler's eyes furrowed, wanting to know why his young lady was so interested in the young man. If you wish, milady. He bowed and accompanied her back to the limo. As she entered and he closed the door on her, and he approached the driver door. Momo Yaoyorozu was deep in thoughts, her mind brought back to the moment she had of her savior. Izuku Midoriya, she said, while a little blush creeps on her cheeks. Her onyx eyes turned red by meaning his name. We'll meet again, my hero, she said quietly, the blush on her face growing. It's love, love at first saved. Hooky Yorozu sneered, looking at the lifeless corpse of the man who almost repelled his dear daughter, his private army behind him. Take the body of that filth, chop him up by the limbs and dump it into a barrel. Then cover that monster in cement and send him to the depths of the sea, he said with an anger scowl as his soldiers did what he asked. After you're all done with that, cover all the clues and proof that could point to my daughter and that young man who saved her, and you Seabass, he said, while Seabass waited for his command. You handle all the CCTV around this area, pay every store, and delete all copies of today's footage, he commanded. As you wish, sir, I'll do my assigned task right now. Seabass bowed, then went and did his assignment. "Izuku Midoriya, I'll keep my eyes on you, boy. Maybe you'll like my gift for you," he said, knowing he sent the young man a credit card with 5 digits of balance in dollars. "And knowing how infatuated my daughter is when talking about you, I'm sure we'll meet each other in the near future." He smiled, knowing how happy his dear daughter was when talking about the young man who saved her. Momo Yaoyorozu resting on her huge bed. She's hugging a pillow, imagining something else. He's so determined. He put his life on the line for mine. He fought even knowing he doesn't have a quirk. She began daydreaming of her pinching Izuku's chubby cheeks, cupping them and caressing his hair. This daydream, she may not realize it now, but she likes the young man, she likes her quirkless hero. "I want to meet you again someday. I hope to see that day come true," she thought while losing consciousness as exhaustion took her. Izuku has already spent 3 days in his new home, and just 2 days ago, he received an anonymous letter where a credit card was inside the envelope along with the passcode on the letter. "Izuku Midoriya, this amount of money couldn't compare to my appreciation of you for saving my only daughter. If you hadn't saved her, we would have lost her, so, as my thanks, this card is credits that may help you. Again, thank you for saving my daughter. From a thankful father." Izuku accepted the reward. He's honestly broke that he couldn't buy food for the next month, so in his desperate situation, he accepted the reward. He then cleaned the house for cobwebs and dust until all were shining spotless. As he rested on the living room, still exhausted by the work he did with the house. "Last thing is the basement. I should check it out first." He stood up and starts walking to the basement door. Opening it, he saw the stairs descending down to the cold and dark basement. Izuku walked down. The creaks of woods that made the stairs starts echoing each steps. Too dark. Is there even a light here? Izuku tried finding a light switch near the end of the stairs. Oh, there it is. He found the switch and he pushed it, turning all the lights on. "This place looks like a dump," he said while looking over the place. It has antique items, several bookshelves, and some pack of already eaten chocolate bars on the ground. "At least I could use those books. Maybe I could become a policeman like All Might said." Yes, the meeting with All Might happened, but he left after saying Izuku couldn't become a hero without a quirk. Then, and there Izuku gave up his dream of even trying to be a hero. Heck, he pulled out his papers from UA. F him, and Endeavor too. That guy singed my uniform. I was just trying to get an autograph. The memory of him trying to get the Flaming Brat's autograph resulted in his uniform getting burned, and the idiot didn't even give him an autograph. "I will be a hero. One way or another, I don't care what their opinion is," he said, a tad bit angry at the number 1 and number 2 heroes. Then, picking the wrappers on the ground, he throws them into disposable black plastic bags. As he started wiping away the dust from the walls, then after a good 2 hours the basement was crispy clean. "Phew, a job well done," he said, looking at the outcome of his hard work. Then something took his interest. "Is that a door?" he said, looking at an ancient-looking solid metal door adorned by insignia unknown to him. "It looks ancient," he said while his hand traced the symbols on the door. "That hurts," he said, since he didn't realize that a part of the insignia was so sharp that he got a little cut from it. "DNA acquired, bloodline of Kuya Midoriya." His eyes widened at the blue screen and the feminine voice. "Welcome, new owner of the house, Izuku Midoriya." Izuku, confused, could only listen and read the blue screen. Izuku Midoriya. Strength, 65. Agility, 30. Mana, 14,000. Status, mana disease. Host hasn't used mana for a while, for that the host has acquired and suffers through body dysmorphia. A proper release of mana with its former glory. Izuku reads the part of why he's fat. "I have mana disease?" he said, thoughtful of the information he received. "You can now enter the door, owner." Izuku saw the door open, confused but determined to see what's on the other side. "I just have to walk in?" he asked before walking closer to the door. "Well, here goes nothing. I don't have anything to lose, but have some gut feeling that I'd gain something out of this," he said while walking through the door. Hooky Yaoyorozu was arguing with his wife. Ever since Momo's incident, the two wouldn't stop arguing. "Just listen to me for once, Hooky. It's good for her to meet Endeavor's son and deal with an arranged marriage between the two." Hooky, not having some patience for this conversation, suddenly lashed out with his own words. "She's her own woman. Our daughter isn't some disposable tool. We could arrange some stupid quirk marriage for our own good. He thought. This is for her. I'm only thinking about her future. She retorted. What future is it? There is no future with that man's family. I'd rather marry my daughter off to someone who has heart even if don't have money. You're only thinking for yourself. He really wanted to hit his wife, but even though he's seething with rage, he couldn't. This is good for her. Just listen to me, for once in your life. We get more famous and money would pile onto our feet. He grits his teeth at what he just heard. So that's why you're marrying her off to that boy, for money and more power. He's disappointed in his own wife. May I remind you, I am the man of this household. My say is final. I built this company when I was a beggar off the streets into the powerful giant it is today. I have my standards, and I will not marry off my daughter into a loveless marriage. He's almost there. He's about to break and slap her face, but still he's controlling himself. Just least he shushed her. Get out of my sight. Get out before I do something I may regret. She saw the look on his eyes. He's about to break and do something. Fine, whatever. She stormed out of his office, while he stayed there grasping his hair in frustration. The only good thing that came out of her is my daughter. That woman, I can't even recognize her anymore. Is she even the same woman I loved all those years ago? He dreamed of their younger days, when she would be happy with their cheap dates. She was so content back then, but now he couldn't even recognize the woman he loves. Izuku entered the door and goes through the other side. Welcome to Aridel, house owner. Hi, Aridel. Where is that? I never heard about that place before. You are in another world, host. The door connects the two worlds thanks to your grandfather, Archmage Kuya Midoriya. Izuku sat on the chair nearby, still processing the information the system informed him. Another world? He asked himself if he's still in reality or just dreaming at this point. My dumb ass is hallucinating again. Just what is going on with my life? He shouts. I'm hyperventilating. I need something. Izuku frantically finds something to bite on and saw a leather armor. He didn't hesitate and bit on the armor. Imichim huff huff, you almost had me there. He relaxed as his mouth let go of the armor as he stood back up and returned to his seat. Now relax, he asked his system. Hey system, can you explain this world to me more? Hearing his question, the system gathered information and relayed it to him. The world of Aridel consists of several species. As far as humanoid goes, there's humans, fairies, goblins, dragonoid, and elves. Izuku, being a fan of some mangas, couldn't help but perk up his mind focused on one thing. Elf? Where? Where are the elves? He looks around. He wanted to see one in real life. Host, there's no elf in our vicinity. They live among the Tree of Life where their kingdom stood. We are in the demon forest, an area filled with demonoids, demon bears, demon rabbits, ogres, and other demonic beasts. Izuku almost puked at that. He's not strong enough to handle demons. I sense that you're afraid of demonoids, my host. This house and the piece of land around the house is covered by a 10th circle barrier magic. Izuku sighed. He almost hyperventized again from what he heard. Thank you, I almost wet myself there. Please tell me first before saying something so terrifying. Izuku said, reprimands his system. Wait. So it's possible to learn magic here? Izuku asked the important question. Of course, host. Your perks of being a descendant of Kuya Midoriya is that you have his adaptive predator skill. Adaptive predator? Izuku said, questioning what kind of skill is that. Adaptive predator is a skill that first awakened by host Kuya Midoriya. It's a skill that lets a user gain experience points, skills, biological structure, and coins by killing and eating monsters. Rewards can be earned through it. The system informed him. Much to his amazement, he didn't know his grandfather was so strong judging by the skill he had. That's it. I'll be fit by hunting demonoids. I should try with demon rabbits or boars first. He exclaimed, knowing full well he would release some mana and his body would improve from that. So he scoured the room and found a chest. Let's see what we have here. His hand grabbed onto a handle as the space-distorted chest activated when he puts his mind on something he wanted to have from said chest. I got it. He tugged out his arm and took something out. Then looking at his hand, he saw a long handle, not a sword, but looking at the tip he realized it. It's a spear. Demonic spear of the Demon King. A spear gained from killing the Demon King of the Demon faction. This spear has special effects of turning hatred into power, The tip of the spear can cut through space, letting the user hit someone 15 meters away by swinging the spear, and the said target would retain the wound, even though the user is 15 meters away from the target. The system informed him about the overpowered spear. He was surprised at first that his grandfather already killed the Demon King. It's so powerful, and I can inflict wounds to someone by swinging it even though I'm far away from them. That's beyond powerful. He went from shock to amazement from seeing the spear. Yes, host, but bear in mind this spear has a backlash. It wears out the mind of the wielder if they don't have a strong enough mind to wield such a weapon. Izuku nodded at that, as he opened the door spear in hand and ready to go for an adventure. Let's go demon hunting, he yelled while running like a madman towards the woods where demonoids are supposed to be at. I'm eating demon rabbits tonight. He cackles like a psycho. Man, being quirkless and being put down really did number on him. Don't know where the psychotic tendencies came from, but I'm all in for it. Imagine him eating a rabbit out of nowhere. There you are. He used a little bit of his speed and jumped on the rabbit and bit it on the waist of it. He ate that without batting an eye. Where did that came from? And he really ate it, not even a sauce or even cook it. This bro is a menace to society at this point, carnivore psychic. Momo Yaoyorozu was resting on her balcony, looking at the night sky as the stars were sprinkled on the black slate of the sky. It's really beautiful. I wonder if I could shine like those stars. She dreamed of it. If she could shine like a star being a hero. I really did it, she said, looking at the open envelope. It came from UA, stating she's one of the recommendation student thanks to her father's connections and her own hard work on her quirk. I wonder if you'd enter UA too. My cute chubby hero. Her imagination went back to Izuku's squishy cheeks that she want to pinch so bad. There's a normal entrance exam for non-recommendation students I hope you try, she said with a little smile. Now she grabs a photo. It's a photo of Izuku. Oh, now she lost it. This isn't just infatuation anymore. This is. I really am obsessed with you, my hero. She caressed the picture frame with a sincere smile on her face while looking at it. At a certain cafe, two persons were facing each other talking with one another. Let's have a little talk about that marriage proposal. Mrs. Shiroi Yaoyorozu, a tall, huge, and muscular red-haired man, spoke. Of course, Mr. Enji Todoroki, after all, it's for the betterment of both our families. Shiroi Yaoyorozu replied with a smirk. Izuku for 11 months hunted down every prey he could and gained rewards for it like magic skills, weapons, magic items, and thirst for monster vital fluid. He transformed from a fat, obese man into a man with a body sculpted by gods. This is how he currently looks. He has scars on his arms from slashes of speedy monsters that he couldn't dodge in time, but since he has an ungodly amount of healing capability, he didn't mind getting wounded. It just means he gained more badge of his battles. He's a lone hunter in the other world, not bothering with trying to enter their civilization, and he minds his business and continues with hunting monsters and getting stronger. Although Izuku has schedules on both worlds, he's Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday are in his original world, while on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on the other world, while on Saturday he just enjoys the tavern on the other world as some sort of rest day for him. Izuku Midoriya. Title: Demon General Slayer. Strength: 240,076. Agility: 199,867. Mana: 1,002,956. Skills: Infinite Inventory S, Weapon Master EX, Magic Caster A, Charisma EX, Magic Eyes B, Mana Armor A+, Shapeshift B+, Sound Lord B+. Status: Peak Condition. Izuku looks at his current status in amazement and in awe. He's already grown so much. He missed UA entrance exam, though he's dumbass forgot about it. Although for these past few months, he could feel that his house was being watched, since he still has his Shapeshift B+ skill, he made sure his appearance is still the same the first day he entered the door. A little weird since no one knew this was his new house for almost a year now. Heck, nobody in his school cared what he does, but he still graduated since his grades were high even though he's almost absent 1/8 of the whole school year. Since it's the last year, the teachers just gave him the benefit of the doubt and let him graduate out of pity for the quirkless kid. I still can't believe I graduated. Maybe it's out of pity. He chuckled a bit, but he knew that wasn't the case. What really happens is that someone paid off the school to let him graduate and look away from the amount of days he's absent for class, graduate him, and instead of dropping him out forcefully. Yeah, no kidding, Those guys would never let me graduate if I even just missed one day of class. This must be someone's doing. I wonder who, he said while taking sushi and dipping it in oyster sauce and ate it. Meanwhile, outside his house a young lady was watching him from the window of his house, where he's seen to be eating peacefully. Look at his cute and chubby cheeks while he's eating, he's too cute. The ravenet stalker thought while watching Izuka eat his food. I wonder if he likes me? She wondered while her mind drifted again to her problematic situation. This is the man I like, not that bland and boring Shoto Todoroki that mother arranged me on a marriage with. She even fought father for it and won. F it. Why can't I have Izuku for myself? Her man lingered on the young man who was just peacefully eating his food in peace. Why can't I instead marry chubby Izuku? I hate my mother so much. She yelled. Meanwhile, back at Izuku, he couldn't help but smile a little. He heard everything his little stalker yelled. He was aware of her location the moment he saw the glint of the binocular she used, and he used Sound Lord B+ to listen to what she was talking about. Safe to say, Izuku has the idea that she's in love with him even though the Izuku she sees is fat, since Izuku has his shapeshift skill on. She really doesn't see a person for their body type or how ugly they are. All she cares about is the person's heart. I can't fault you for falling in love with me. I am cute after all, he chuckles a bit. Then his face changes and becomes serious. But what's this arranged marriage she's talking about? It's been 3 hours and she mentioned it almost 20 times to herself. He wanted to know everything involving that situation. In a blink of an eye, he disappeared in a blur of light. Meanwhile, back at Momo Yaoyorozu, she's still stalking Izuku, seeing him almost devouring a bite of sushi then. Huh? Where is he? He disappeared. She yelled, seeing the chubby man she likes suddenly disappeared out of thin air. Where did he? Gee, she felt a hand on her shoulder. From fear, she almost stumbled down when he suddenly jumped. Hey, calm down. The person took her by the waist and brought her closer to their own body. Izuku, is that you? She thought she was dreaming when she saw her savior almost a year ago. It's me. So care to explain why you're stalking me for months now? Oh, Miss Damsel in Distress. He teased while his cheeks flushed red from embarrassment. Shut up. You're not important, okay? I'm not stalking you. I'm just taking my fish for a walk, and I don't find you cute and attractive. You're ugly. She rumbles on and on while Izuka didn't just chuckles but cackled like a dying hyena. Ha! Look what we have here. A tsundere who's in love but can't say it straight. That's cute. Izuka knows her feelings. Well, I mean, who would even stalk someone for almost a year and not like them one bit? I'm not. Shut up. She still acts, trying to recover herself and not blow her cover. Oh, really? What if I kiss you? He inched closer to her face, their faces only a few inches from each other. Are you afraid of me really doing it? He saw it, the growing red flush of her cheeks. Or you're afraid you're going to love it? He inched closer, while she closed her eyes waiting for him to plant his lips on hers. While she was about to kiss him, when Izuka put a finger on her lips, and he kissed her on the head. I want to ask you something first, he said. What is it? I'll answer it. She replied. How can you love someone like me? Someone who's fat, someone who doesn't have a quirk, and someone who doesn't have money were the exact opposite of each other. He asked her. While Momo didn't ponder on her answer, it was instinct for her. Look here, since my cover is already blown and you're aware of my feelings for you, I liked you for who you are. It doesn't matter if you have a quirk or not. What's the use of a quirk for someone who's in love with the person and not their quirk? And for your lack of self-appreciation for your body, I liked you for you. It doesn't matter if you're fat or not. Your body isn't the one I love. She pointed her finger on Izuka's chest, on top of his beating heart. I like you. The you inside there, not your body, not your money, not your quirk or lack of. I fell in love with the man who saved me when I was at my desperate moment. Izuka couldn't help but smile at her words. She composed herself and took a deep breath. Izuka Midoriya, from every corner of my beating heart, I love you. She confessed her undying feelings for him. His smile didn't waver, and he spoke his own thoughts. I love you too. Momo Yaoyorozu, as the two's lips met one another, there with lips tugging on each other while their hands explored each other passionately. She then saw some lights enveloping Izuku. Golden bright lights was enveloping him in its radiance. Hey, what's happening to you? She yelled, worried for his safety. He was covered in the golden light. then explodes as Momo Yaoyorozu closed her eyes from the bright light. When it all died down, when she regained her sight, a young man, much like Izuku with green hair and diamond freckles in his cheeks, was standing there, but something was different. He has 8-pack abs, chiseled jawline, and lean muscles, and he's standing at 6 feet 1 inch far taller than her. He's not clothed, though both from top to bottom he's naked. "Izuku, is that you?" she asked, worriedly waiting for an answer. "Yeah, what happened to me, Momo? Your kiss transformed me." He hugs her, while she tries her best to not cop a feel of the huge anaconda poking on her stomach, and it was touching the base of her rack. It was so long that she compared it to her whole arm. "Yes, but please let's go inside your house and get you some clothes," she said, bleeding down her nose. "You can go ahead first, someone might get the wrong idea. Go, Momo." Izuku urged her to go first. She ran away to his house so fast, but not without stroking his anaconda first. Did she just? He asked himself. After a good minute standing there, Izuku smiles, knowing his plan worked. "Looks like my plan worked. Now I have a good cover-up on my power since she kissed me, and there's a CCTV just outside my house. I could say my quirk activated when she kissed me, and my quirk awakened, and caused me to transform to what I am now. Izuku already has a good cover-up. Yes, she likes Momo too, but the opportunity was too good to let it go, so he took the gamble. He already has a quirk cover-up for his power and abilities. Quirk, fictional Prince Charming. The user has a permanent transformation once in his life when a woman kisses him with pure love. The quirk also consists super strength, inhuman speed, and superhuman durability. He thought of this already in his head, already ready to go to the quirk doctor with the CCTV video. "See, Mr. NG-san, I won against my husband and arranged a marriage between my daughter and your son." She gave him a sly smile. "You really are something else, Mrs. Yaoyorozu. I can assure you the child born from the two will have a powerful quirk. I can see it." Endeavor spoke, already dreaming of the future child the two would have. A child born from the two could have the ice and fire properties to the things they create. Truly a wonderful marriage. Shuri said, while NG or Endeavor liked that idea. Truly a perfect grandchild. Momo Yaoyorozu had spent the night in Izuku's house. They confessed with each other, but it isn't official just yet. Plus, she still has that arranged marriage problem that her mother gave her, so spending the night in Izuku's humble abode seems the greatest decision she had. It took a bit of time for her to adjust to Izuku's new appearance. Oh God, if she wasn't some sheltered rich girl, she would have pounced on him that night, but she still enjoyed the little cuddle time she spent with Izuku, and now it's time for school. She gets back to UA first thing in the morning and goes straight to the dorms and changes herself in her UA uniform. After a while, she took her seat in the classroom as her friend, Kyoka Jiru, approached her. "Good morning, Yamamo. Are you all right? You seem so happy today. What happened?" she asked, while Momo kept her smile while looking back at her friend. "Oh, nothing, Kyoka-chan. Just a bit of much-needed rest." In his arms, she said while thinking about the last part to herself. "Yeah, for this past week you really needed a rest. It's good to hear you finally got it." Jiru pats her friend's back. "Especially if that creep couldn't help his eye away from you." She pointed at a bi-colored-haired boy, Shoto Todoroki. "I know. He really thinks I'd give him the time of day when I have someone better." Jiru's eyes widened at that reply. She got that last part. "Someone better? Looks like you have found someone, eh?" Momo smiled at that. She has an opportunity to brag. He's first in that creep. My Izuku is far better than him. Why couldn't he just stop what he's doing? I'm very, very close to talking with Aizawa-sensei and give Todoroki a restraining order. Momo whispered to Jiru. "This Izuku guy seems like a good guy if you hold him in such high regard. So when can I meet this Izuku of yours?" Jiru asked her friend. "He's not just good. He's perfect. No one else can take his place in my heart." Momo said while tapping her is. "You know what, you just gave me an idea. Thanks, Kyoka-chan. I think I have to go. I need to talk with Principal Nizu." Momo hurriedly got out of the classroom and went for the principal's office. She walks towards the principal's office and knocks first. Knock. Knock. "Yes. You may enter," the principal on the other side said, while Momo opened the door. "Good morning, Principal. Can I take a seat?" Momo asked for permission. "Of course, Ms. Yaoyorozu, please take a seat." She seated. "So, anything you want to talk about, Ms. Yaoyorozu?" Nizu asked as she nodded to his question. "Yes, sir. You see, I have someone special to me who's hell-bent on becoming a hero, but unfortunately he missed the entrance exam. I was wondering if he could have a chance of joining our class late? Momo informed the principal, and Nizu furrowed his eyebrows. Late? Do you ask me to enroll a student this late, Ms. Yaoyorozu? Nizu replied. Momo composed herself. Yes, sir. I really do want him close to me, so I'll do anything to have him here. I will pay for everything needed. Nizu, knowing Class 1A is short of one person, took her plea into consideration. I see why would you go this far for someone, Ms. Yaoyorozu? And how much are we talking about? Nizu, curious as to how far she'll go for this certain someone, took his interest. I'm willing to add 1/4 of the budget our company put into UA. Nizu saw the desperation on her eyes and the dangerous glint in her eyes. If I did take this deal, color me curious, Ms. Yaoyorozu, tell me how powerful or experienced is this someone? Momo perked up at that. She knew how powerful Izuku is even without a quirk. He's quirkless, sir, but his strength and speed is beyond human, even more than superhuman. The best of him is his intellect. She stated, Nizu hearing that was so focused on the word intellect. Coughing into his paw, Nizu sighed. Okay then, Ms. Yaoyorozu, we have a deal. I'll keep my end of the bargain. I hope your family could do as well, he said while Momo arched her hand forward and Nizu shook it. Good, that's a deal. It's no problem on our part, principal. She bowed and thanked the principal. Izuku's house. He's currently eating the katsudon he made until a very cheerful Momo Yaoyorozu suddenly kicked his door down excitedly. Momo! My door! What happened? Why do you look so excited? He asked, a little curious about what she's so happy for. Here, read this, a little gift from me. She gave Izuku the letter. What even is Th? Izuku paused and saw the UA stamp in front. Isn't this UA's stamp? What would they even want with me? He said while opening the letter. Izuku Midoriya, due to some fortunate event, you have been enrolled into the hero course of UA College. Use the gate pass accompanied to this letter and take your fitted uniforms from locker GI 015. You'll find everything there. The letter stated while Izuku couldn't help but smile and cry a little at the letter, knowing he got into UA without even knowing how and why he was accepted into the school. Momo, is this real? He asked, while she nodded in affirmation and she shyly approached his figure and wrapped her arms around him. I'd do anything for you. You know everything, she said, while Izuku reciprocated and hugged her back. I can't live in a small world without you in it, so I'd do anything for you to be there. She added, this touched Izuku's heart. I can't imagine a world without you in it too, but you know, Izuku cupped her cheeks as they stared at the man who made her fall in love. You're my world now, and I'd do anything to protect it, so if me being at UA would make it easier to protect you, then I'd do it. Izuku proclaimed, much to her gaining some butterflies in her stomach from his sweet, sweet words. I want to stay in this position a bit longer, she said, resting her head on his chest, and both his hands are embracing her into a warm hug. Sure, as long as you want, he said while caressing Momo's smooth raven-colored hair. Class 1A Classroom, UA College of Heroics. Aizawa sat on his teacher's desk looking at everyone and seeing someone was missing. Does anyone know why Yaoyorozu is absent today? Everyone began to talk with each other, gossiping about why she's missing today since she's supposed to be the voice representative. Kyoka Jiru then raised her hand upwards. Yes, Jiru? He approved of her wanting to stand up, and she did. Sir, Yamamo talked with me yesterday. She said she'll be having a day off today and spend some time with her boyfriend. She informed while Shoto Todoroki slammed his desk in frustration. That's ridiculous, she doesn't have a boyfriend. If anything, it should be me. I'm her fiancé, for Christ's sake. His blood was boiling and his fireside activated out of frustration at what Jiru said. Todoroki-kun, please sit down, you're interrupting Jiru-san. Shoto glared at Ida, who reprimanded him. Aizawa seized that used his quirk and deactivates Shoto's quirk. Sit down, he commanded. But sir, she's cheating on me. He fought back, angered by what he heard. I said sit down. Shoto unwillingly sat back down. You too, Jiru, you can sit down too. Thank you. Aizawa's voice and tone was soft, unlike what when yelled at Shoto. Seems we'll have to continue with class with Yao, he said while the door opened. As the door slides and two figures were revealed to the whole class. One is someone they know pretty well while the other is somewhat unknown to them. But he's hot though. He's so hot, Mina said out loud. and some girls shared the same thing while they saw Momo beside the hot stuff. Yamamo? Hagakure pointed out. I'm sorry we're late, sir. This is my boyfriend, the one Principal Niza mentioned as the late enrollment student. She said. Shoto's anger boils more and more when looking at the man who stole his fiancée. Before some of you girls think of something, he's off limits, Momo said while clinging to Izuku's side. Katsuki was eyeing the new guy. He couldn't put his hand into it, but somehow the guy seemed familiar. You, new student, please come here and introduce yourself to everyone, Aizawa said while Izuku nodded and walked in front. Izuku coughed first before speaking up. My name is Izuku Midoriya. Katsuki Bakugo gritted his teeth at that. How is that quirkless fat Deku here? How did he even get in? My quirk is fictional Prince Charming. It can only be used once, and it activated a while ago, and turned me into this. Izuku, being the confident man he is, began to unbutton his uniform. Hey, don't do it here. Aizawa reprimands him. But it was too late. Izuku already took off his uniform, showing his near 8-pack abs, sharp collarbone, and a dragon tattoo on his collarbone up to his left pec. As you can see, my body was transformed into a Prince Charming, or at least my doctor said so. He smirked when seeing the scowling visage of Katsuki. Oh, sparkling. I don't know, man, I might be gay, god. And Yaoyorozu has this fine specimen? No wonder Yaoyorozu cheated on Todoroki. My god, I would too. Whoa, your quirk makes you hot, Mina asked, biting her lower lip in frustration and thirst for the piece of high-quality meat in front of them. That and the fact that my body approaches superhuman, I can lift a few dozen tons, then for my speed, I can outrun a speeding Bugatti. He said, Dude, you're strong. That's manly, as Fu Kirishima excitedly shouts, but Aizawa reprimands him. Language. I was going to say fudge. Sir Kirishima slumped back down on his seat. Is that all, Midoriya? Aizawa asked. There is too, sir. I have some abilities connected to my quirk. I think it's connected to some Prince Charming in stories. And lastly, I have this aura with me that naturally attracts the opposite gender. Izuku added. Is bro the female version of Boa Hancock? Can't lie, his aura is working, but how can I get close to him? He has Yaoyorozu. My man is a henny protagonist. That's my Izuku, all right. They better than try any funny business with my Izuku or they're dead, Momo thought, while her eyes were glowing red and killing intent directed to some girls were oozing out. Why do I feel like I'm in danger? Some of the girls have the same thought. And also the inventory skill, sir. I can store things in my inventory. I think that's all, he said, and Aizawa nodded. Okay, then you're good. You can go back to your seat. Izuku did what he was asked to and returned to his seat. Thank God that's done. I hate being put on the spot. His train of thoughts, but thanks to my confidence on EX class, I could speak without stuttering. As Aizawa finished with their lesson of said subject, another teacher took charge as said teacher opened the door. Hello, my lovely and youthful Stu. Midnight greeted her students, but locked eyes with a handsome student with green hair with patches of black. Oh my, what do we have here? Her eyes stayed on one person. Oh, are you new? It's my first time I saw your handsome face here. She pointed at Izuku, much to Momo's chagrin. Yes, ma'am. I'm new here. My name is Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you, he said with his angelic smile directed at her. It pierced her mature heart seeing such a cute and handsome face. Well, handsome, my hero name is Midnight, but you can call me Namuri, she said teasingly with her sultry voice. I'll take that in mind, Namuri-sensei. Izuku smirked. He fought back. This isn't his first time going against charm. He fought with succubus demons in those 11 months. It's given he'd have some defense against charm. Oh, looks like we have a little fighter here. This is the first time someone flirts back, she thought while having a little smirk herself. Miss Midnight, that's my boyfriend. Momo couldn't help it but feel a little hurt in her heart, but waved it off. She has trust in Izuku's loyalty. It doesn't matter. I trust my Izuku that he wouldn't do something. He's loyal, I know it, she added, as Midnight taught them their lesson for today. Izuku smiled at the topic of history. He doesn't show it, but he does enjoy it. UA cafeteria. Izuku and Momo shared a table, as they sat in front of each other while Jairu was beside Momo. She's her friend after all. How's your steak? Izuku asked Momo about the steak she ordered from Lunch Rush. Delicious as always, she answered. Really? Can I try? He asked, while she giggles a bit. All right, here, open your mouth. She took a bite-sized piece and used the fork to put it on Izuku's mouth. Ahem. It's delicious, you weren't kidding. He excitedly said. It's given Izuku would enjoy expensive food since he pretty much doesn't use his money for expensive food. Meanwhile, at another table, Shoto was gritting his teeth while watching the couple enjoy their lunch. How could you steal her from me? I will have her. One way or another, just you wait. He thought while glaring daggers at Izuku. As for Izuku, he felt it. The killing intent Shoto was oozing while glaring daggers towards him. I already know what he is thinking, like she'll pick you. I doubt that, Captain Canada. Izuku smirked. Hey Momo-chan, you got something on your lips. Izuku stood up and went closer to Momo and licked the sauce that's dripping off her lips. What are you doing? Momo said while flushed red, while Izuku retreats back a little from licking her more, as he glanced towards Todoroki with a smirk on his lips. Oh, nothing, just cleaned your lips a bit. You got some sauce dripping down, he said, and glanced back to Todoroki, who was fuming at what he did. Well, thank you, she said, still flushed red, embarrassed at what Izuku just did. That's all you can do, Captain Canada. Watch someone who you can never have. Would you look at that? Class 1A are nothing but a bunch of fellas with disorder of walking exposed. It's so funny. Momo glanced beside them and saw blonde hair. Gyro hated this guy, and Izuku was confused who this guy is. Can you let us eat in peace? Monoma Gyro said, spitefully at the guy. Why? Isn't it surprising that your prim and proper vice rep has disorder of walking exposed and letting some guy lick her face? Momo Yaoyorozu is soft-hearted. Hearing that hurt her a bit. Izuku, seeing that look on her face, got angry a bit. Mind your business. Leave her be. Izuku said, left hand clenched into a fist. Shoto, who's watching this, gained a smirk while looking at them. Oh yeah, and what are you going to do about it, tough guy? Hearing that taunt, Izuku stood up, anger boiling inside him. Seeing that look on Izuku, Momo grabbed his hand. Please don't get in trouble because of me, she pleaded. Uncontained mana is leaking out. Host mental state is not stable. Please, Izuku, please sit down, she begged him, her voice shaky. Yeah, listen to your vice. Our Monoma was cut off since Izuku grabbed him by the throat. Say that again, Izuku said, while some others from Class 1B approached them. Hey man, let Monoma go. That's not manly. A silver-haired boy, who looks like Kirishima, shouts at Izuku. Call her a beach one more time. I dare you. The tone of his voice turned cold, while Momo was hugging him from the back, trying to hold him back. Demon King Spear is rejoicing while feeling the host's anger. The spear urged the host to summon it and slit the person's throat. Izuku, please stop it. I'm fine, she begged, as finally Izuku retracts his hold on Monoma. If you say so, you. Izuku calmed down but glared at Monoma, summoned his most prized weapon, the Demon King's Spear, and aimed it at Monoma's throat. If you say something about him, my girlfriend again, I wouldn't second guess and slit your throat. He growled, get that trash away from us before I change my mind. As several classmates of Monoma took him away, while a running Kendo Itsuka approached them. Hey, what happened here? My classmate said you almost choked Monoma to death. Itsuka Kendo yelled, still worried about her classmate. Who are you? He asked, not knowing a single bit of idea who she was. I'm Class 1B's class rep. Now tell me, why did you almost kill my classmate? She yelled. Itsuka-san, please. Cal, the low voice of Momo, wanted to speak up, but she was cut off. No, not now, Yaoyorozu. This guy almost killed my classmate. Izuku, having enough of her, slammed the table as it crumbled down. Shut up. Did you even ask us what your classmate said? That I acted the way I did. Izuku was done with calming himself down. Oh, you guys are dead, Jiraiya thought, interested what will happen next. You don't have a single idea, right? Then shut the hell up. That he pointed at Monoma, who was recuperating at a nearby table. That son of a, call my girlfriend a beach, and you want me to let it go? You want me to sit down while he disrespected my Momo? He approached the shaking Itsuka Kendo. He didn't realize it, but he's oozing with killing intent. Izuku Momo tries her best to bring comfort to Izuku, hugging his back, holding him back from doing something he might regret. I am Kendo couldn't say anything, since the spear was glowing purple. If she says something, her head is going to be gone before she could finish her sentence. Oh, for God's sake, do your job, and know both sides first before yelling at us. Several classmates of Kendo got her back, standing in front of Izuku protecting her. Then Class 1A also got there and backed Izuku up. I may not like you, Deku, but a fight is still a fight. Bakugo scowled at Class 1B. Come on, extras. I dare you. Kirishima was beside Katsuki, ready for a fight. Denki was using his electric currents on his hands. What happened here? Tenya Ida, who just arrived, asked his classmates. That thing what he called Momo, and I choked him, but Class 1B's class rep was being biased and yelled at us before knowing the story first. Izuka said, already calming down his Berserker sub-skill. That it very inappropriate. Although the defense was too brutal, but still highly deserved. This is just bad. I will have a talk with Principal Nizu about this. The one who started this must be punished. Ida said, and ran to the principal office with Ochako trailing behind him. Come on, extras, you want to fight. Fight F it. Come on. Fight back. Katsuki said while he was being held back by Kirishima. This isn't over. Izuka glared at Class 1B and took Momo's hand as they walk away. What really happened, her Jiru-san? Dinky asked, while Jiru sighed. You three, come with me, I'll tell you the story. The four also walked away without Katsuki glaring back at Class 1B. Why would you do that just for me? Why? Izuka looks at Momo. She was having a mental breakdown. She has never seen someone who would go so far for her sake. Izuku was sad seeing his girlfriend on that kind of state, so he hugs her, enveloping her with his warm embrace. It's fine, I did that because you're important to me. I wouldn't tolerate someone saying that kind of things to you, he said, calming her already shaking form. Do you really love me that much? Izuka smiles a little. He knew how broken she is inside. He doesn't know it, but Momo was mentally unstable because of her father and mother's fights that took months upon months to settle, and hearing that she was the topic of their fight, it broke her. In her house, she has no one to talk to, no one to tell how she really feels, no one to console her of her sadness. Momo, I love you so much, so that he paused, as flashbacks of his life in the other world flashed before his mind. That same black-haired woman he loved there. She saw her ghost in Momo. That I'd burn this world for you. The painful past. Izuka met a lovely princess while adventuring the other world. Kriati von Einberg. She's a princess of the kingdom of Einberg while he's a mere world hooper and a commoner. But within the months he and the princess gained affection towards one another. She rejected other powerful nobles for a mere commoner like him, while they hid their relationship from the nobles and the common people. Izuka couldn't help but fall in love with her. Even though he felt some love towards Momo Yaoyorozu, who was Kriati's look-alike or variant, he didn't care back there. Only Momo saw him for who he was, while other people didn't even give him a chance to know him well. It's so wrong for him to love someone who looks like the girl he had feelings for back in the real world. But Izuka didn't care. He already had planned to stay here with Kriati. He'll stay here in this world, with her where he's needed and loved by almost everyone. Say, Izuka, my love, have you thought of names for our child yet? Kriati asked Izuku, while she caressed the fabric on top of her already bulging belly. I want to name them. Izumo could work on both genders, he replied while she giggles at her loving husband. If you say so, my love, say, do you not want to return to your world, my love? Isn't there anyone you hold dear? Izuka froze at her question. He sighed. Yeah, there's someone. She's been going back at my home stalking me for days and days. She doesn't know it, but I find her beautiful, very beautiful, but her being the reason of me going back there for prolonged time, that's not on my mind. I already have you, Kriati, and our unborn child. What could I ask more of? He smiled at her. Oh, you come here, she said while kissing Izuku, very passionately as Izuka melted into their passionate kiss. I love you, Kriati. He mumbled, I love you too, Izuku. I hope this beautiful dream life of ours doesn't end. It ended. The beautiful life and relationship ended. As he stood upon the lifeless corpse of Kriati, her stomach was open and she had several stab wounds all over her body. No, 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 who would do this? He took her lifeless corpse and let it rest on his arms, while he tried to wake her up. No, please, Kriati, wake up. Wake up. He was so broken that he didn't want to imagine that she was already gone, and the gaping stomach was just a small wound, and he would use his healing magic to save her. But Izuku, you can't heal the dead. He was frantic. He used several magic circles of healing magic on her lifeless corpse. It didn't do anything. There's no healing that can be done to a corpse. Work. I'm supposed to be the strongest mage and lancer. Why isn't my healing magic working? He was bawling his eyes out, streams upon streams of tears dripping down his cheeks, and to her lifeless face. "Wake up, Creati. You promised you wouldn't leave me like my mother did. You promised." He shook her body, still trying his best to wake her up. He saw a letter on Creati's chest. "It's been a while, Mr. Strongest Mage, or Lancer, whatever your title is. You see, we found your little princess and killed her along with the brat inside her. You should have seen her begging us not to hurt the kid. It was amazing. Remember what I told you back then, that if I can't have Princess Creati, then no one will." The note ended there, as a magic circle activated to show who that letter was from. "Curse you, Count Allcross. Host has activated the Demon King Spears. Unique skill Berserker X-Class skill is now active. I will hunt you down. I will kill every single last one of you." Izuku promised upon the lifeless corpse of his wife and child. He promised and he delivered. He murdered the Count's family, every single one of them, and left the Count last. He tortured the man, made him watch while Izuku slit his family members' throats with his spear. It was payback. And blood. Izuku suddenly woke up from his nightmare. "You seem scared. Are you all right, Izuku?" Momo asked while looking down at Izuku, who was resting on Momo's lap. Izuku wiped away the sweat that covered his forehead. "No, nothing, just a bad nightmare. No need for you to worry about," he said while Momo gave him a forehead kiss. "If you say so, but if you really want to talk about something, please don't hesitate. I'm your girlfriend after all." He nodded at her while she smiled and caressed his cheeks. "I'm always here," Momo said while Izuku for a moment saw a figure smiling beside Momo. It was Creati, his deceased wife in another world. "You always are, thank you," he said while tightly hugging Momo like she would disappear if he let go. Momo was looking at the sleeping visage of Izuku. It's been a good hour ever since her boyfriend had a nightmare and suddenly woke up, so she did her best of consoling him until he slept again. "You really are so hardworking. You train so much that you're having some nightmares because of overfatigue." She kissed Izuku's forehead. "I promise you I would never leave you. I will fight my mother to have a future with you, my love." She caressed his already wet cheeks from the sudden sobbing Izuku did. "I'd rather be disowned, have no money, and have you for the rest of my life, than continue being rich but miserable with the arranged marriage and not having you in my life," she whispered, not wanting Izuku to learn about her predicament. "For us to have a future, I'm willing to give up my rich lifestyle, my money, my status. I would give it all up for you if it means we'd be together." She smiled, imagining a future where she and Izuku are raising their children even though they are not rich. They still look happy. "I really wish our future was like that. I really do. I hope Izuku doesn't return here while these guys are here. Please, don't hurt my baby. Please, I'm begging you to take all the money we have here. Just don't hurt us." "Huh. What's this? Who's speaking with me?" In my mind. Momo, though, as the voice echoes in her mind. "Izuku, looks like we can't raise our child and be happy together. I'm sorry, Izuku. I couldn't protect our child." Why does the voice sound like me? And why is she mentioning Izuku's name and a child? Momo wondered about it. This is the end. The great sword princess Creati can't even protect herself and her child. I'm useless. Creati? When she mentioned that, Momo gained a flashback of memories. Momo was looking at a mirror. She's seeing a version of herself in medieval female knight armor and a crown on her head. "Hey, are you all right, my love?" Momo looks around and sees Izuku, but he's in full armor and a spear on his back. "Izuku, is that you? Where are we?" That Izuku just raised his eyebrow. "What are you talking about, Creati, my love?" She was sent back out in the real world, so abruptly that she was breathing heavily. Was that Momo lightly takes Izuku off her lap, and she runs toward the mirror. Was that she looks at the mirror and sees two figures looking back at her. Her and the sword princess Creati. No way was that our memory? She splashed water on herself. Her analytical mind is already going hyperdrive trying to arrive at a conclusion, and she has a theory. She cupped her cheeks while looking at the two-figure reflection she had. Am I a person with two souls? She asked herself. POV. I was born prematurely. I crawled out my poor mother's lifeless corpse and saw my dead twin sister beside me. Even though I was the Demon King in my previous life, I still couldn't bear to witness the kind of twisted sight. So I made it my mission to find the reincarnated version of my twin sister. Even though I'm only a month old and used a growth magic spell to further hasten my growth. I could feel a bit of it. It's there, inside the forest of demons. I was walking for minutes now until I saw a house. I could feel the magic root source of my twin sister past her, and also my mother. Then, lastly, the strongest presence was my father. His strength is comparable to a hero. I will find my family, and not this powerful magic barrier can even stop me. Get out of my way. I have a family waiting for me on the other side. Geo Graze. Gerast. Purple Hellflame, Annihilation Mortar. I saw it. An opening. I broke the barrier a little. I took that chance and went in while the barrier began to self-repair. Going inside the house, I saw a door. This door is connected somewhere, and that somewhere is where my family is. I destroy everything stopping me from meeting them, be it fate, providence, or reason. I opened the door and went in, as I remembered the names of my mother and father and my own from my past life. That's it I know now. I am the son of Creati, the Sword Princess, and Izuka Midoriya, the strongest attack mage. I am Anos Voldegode. How did Creati's soul find its way to Momo, you may ask? Well, it's simple. Her and the unborn daughter of her and Izuku. Both were clinging to Izuku when he lost the purpose of staying there and went home. Her source and her daughter got to Japan with Izuku without him knowing, but somehow the daughter lost its way, lost her hold on her father as she lingered through Japan aimlessly without purpose. While Creati finds herself within Momo's body, not sharing control but sharing the same body, feeling the same way Momo does. Her mature outlook on life made her pity the poor heiress girl from the stress her family put her through, mainly her mother. Creati smiled, knowing this Momo person has the heart of her depressed and broken husband. She wanted to feel her husband too, to console him when he's broken or angry. She wanted to do that. Both her and Momo's thoughts were parallel to one another, sharing the same love for the same man. Little by little, her and Momo's souls are reshaping each other in order to stay in one container, in one body. Her skills as the Sword Princess were now slowly being embedded into Momo's own memories, her proficiency with the sword getting better. Sword Princess skill tree has been earned. Momo Yaoyorozu inherited the fallen princess's skills. Momo's eyes widened at the semi-transparent blue screen in front of her. Then by instinct, she rubbed her belly. Why do I feel like I lost something? Her heart wrenched at that gut-wrenching feeling of dread and longing for something. Momo Yaoyorozu has earned Creati's first sword skill. Heavenly Dance Slash. Lets the user dance in a rhythm so harmonious that it could be called heavenly. With the user's energy blade, they could pierce an energy through. A skill? What's the H? She stopped while grasping her head in pain, as memories of the skill flashed before her eyes. It took minutes since even her instincts changed too. Anos wandered the beautifully lit city of Japan. He's feeling the presence of his father at a certain direction. I see father seems to be with mother, part of her at least, but where is my sister? Where did she have gone to? He didn't watch where he was walking. That hurt Eri. He heard a yelp of a little girl, just as tall as him. Glancing beside him was the figure of the girl who bumped into him. Are you okay? He asked, reaching out his hand for her to take. No, don't hurt me. She was shaking. Anos saw that terrified look on her face. I'm not going to hurt you. He felt something familiar. Using his demonic eyes, he gazed into her and saw her source. It's her. I finally found you, sis, he smiled. Even his pride as a demon king stops him, but this is his sister. He would smile whenever he wants pride and be cursed. Sis, who are you? Eri doesn't know you. Eri, get back here. Behind her, a figure revealed himself with a bird's beak mask. Why are you troubling this young man? Get back here, Eri. She started shaking from fear. Anos saw it, and she was tugging on his clothes, not wanting to let go. I don't want to go back, it hurts. Hearing her tone, her voice longing for freedom and love, Anos didn't hesitate to get in front of her, standing in between Overhaul and his sister. You don't need to, sis. Big brother will save you. You stay back. Overhaul and Anos locked eyes in a stare down with one another. Aren't you a ballsy brat? Give me back my cure. Overhaul touched the wall and sent down a cement spike straight to Anos. I'm not giving my sister back to you. Anos, with his eyes glowing purple, staring down at Overhaul's attacks that disintegrated the moment he activated his eyes. "How did you do that, you brat?" Anos, with his hand back on his pocket, smirked. "You don't need to know about that. As for you, your life ends here." Taking out one hand in one of his pockets, Anos pointed it at Overhaul. "Griga," he said as Overhaul was engulfed in flames, while Anos covered Ares' eyes, not wanting his sister to see gruesome displays of someone's death. "Curse you, you disease of this world," was Overhaul's last words before he turned into nothing but ashes. Anos, seeing his sister in distress, pats her head. "It's all right now, sis. Big bro is here. No one will hurt you now. She kind of reminds me of Zeshia," he said as he comforts Ares, who was sobbing, into his arms. He then took Ares' hand, and he walked. "Where are we going?" Ares innocently asked. "Come on, let's find our mother and father." As the two now go on an adventure to find their parents. Tenya Ida, seating at Nizu's office, was glancing at the principal himself. "Sir, about the trouble with my class and Class 1B. Nizu furrowed his brow at Ida. "What trouble is this, Mr. Ida?" he asked as Ida composed himself before speaking up. "You see, SI," the door opened, revealing Jairu, Katsuki, Denki, and Kirishima. "I think it's best we were here too. Jax for Lobes here was there when it happened." Nizu urged them to take a seat. Jairu was sitting facing Ida, while both Kirishima and Denki were behind her, and Katsuki Bakugo was behind Ida. "So about this trouble, I want to hear your story first before checking the CCTV footage," Nizu calmly said. "It started with us three, Yaoyorozu, Midoriya, and me sitting at a table in the cafeteria. We were just eating, and Yamamoto and Midoriya acting like couples when Monoma suddenly got into our conversation." Jairu paused, taking a deep breath, before seeing Nizu urging her to continue. He started talking down on Yamamoto, calling her names, and Midoriya didn't like it one bit, so Midoriya wanted to punch him when he stood up, but Yamamoto held him back, begging him to stop. But now, she had anger in her voice. Yaoyorozu is her friend, and remembering how Monoma talked about her friend made her furious. Monoma called Yamamoto a beach, and Midoriya couldn't take up and got Monoma on a chokehold using his one hand, holding him up high by his throat. Nizu hummed at how it went 20 to 100 real quick, but he realized Izuku wasn't acting out of his line. "I wouldn't say it's overacting since the two are dating, and that copy extra accursed Deku's girl. If I'm Deku, I would too, and would do worse to that monster." Katsuki added. Worst of all, Class 1B wanted to gang up on Midoriya without knowing the story first. Then their class rep did worst. She shut down Yamamoto before she could explain and berated Midoriya for acting the way he did. And that's when all hell broke loose. Jairu snapped her finger while continuing. Midoriya snapped. He called her incompetent for not knowing everything first before berating him and Momo, and Midoriya's spear began to act up. "I swear we could feel death even though it's not directed at us," she said. "So it came from him. No wonder Pikachu here jumped from his seat." Katsuki said. Denki didn't even want to argue, it was true after all. "I see. That's the full story. Then you all have my support on this as your class representative. I won't allow my classmate being bullied by other classes," Ida proclaimed. "Just from your story, I would be on your side too, but I can't be biased. I'll watch the footage first before picking side." All stood up, since it's done. If it all adds up, they will suffer severe punishment and one warning for expulsion from Monoma. They all nodded at what Nizu said. "Thank you, sir. We appreciate your unbiased outlook on the matter." Ida bows before they all leave, leaving the principal alone again. Nizu, using his laptop, checked all the footage in the cafeteria, very carefully, making sure he doesn't miss a single bit of detail. It adds up. I'll have Vlad King here for what his students have caused. Nizu clicked his tongue, already done with even keeping Monoma here in his school, but he has a rule, 3 warnings before expulsion. How intriguing though, Izuku Midoriya, the power you hold. Nizu thought, I'm interested in what kind of man you truly are. Izuku woke up and changed position with Momo. She was now the one on his lap. Seeing the beautiful resting visage of Momo, Izuku couldn't help but smile, but his face turned serious the next second. He took out his phone and dialed a number. "Hello, Ms. Yara? Sir, what do I owe the pleasure of you calling using my personal number? I have some plans for the company. I want you to properly hand over the properties and ties to my real name. It's time Satoru Mikami dies. I can't hide that persona anymore since I already found someone worthy of myself and what it comes with." "As you wish, sir. We'll handle the death since you already have a copy of the will. Good, thank you, Ms. Yara. It's a pleasure talking with you again. No problem, sir. Just let me know if you need anything else. Your handy assistant is always here. I sure will. Again, thank you. Goodbye, Ms. Yara. When Izuka heard goodbye too, he dropped the call. Izuka then began to massage Momo's cheeks. You stayed even though you know me as someone who doesn't have a single penny. Now with the money I got from another world and built an empire of businesses in this world. He smiled. I want you to stand by my side. Now that I have everything. Class 1B received damaging backlash for what they did, and Monoma received a warning, and 2 more would result in expulsion. Class 1A Heights Alliance Dormitory. Much to Katsuki's happiness, while cackling like a little twerp, he now enjoys this new Deku. After all, he hated the old Deku for being too lazy and not improving himself. I like this new Deku. He takes from anyone. He grew from that lazy fat pig. He was in high school. Bakugo thought while reminiscing about the old Deku who wouldn't even give a week of working and just gave up, while this one was grit and powerful. But no matter how strong you got, I will still beat you with this gift. His hands sparked orange lightning crackling all over his hands. He's one for all's 9th wielder. Hey Sparkplug, where's Deku? Kaminari looked at him. Deku? He gave a confused glance to Bakugo. Midoriya dumbass, where's Midoriya? The face Kaminari made an O reaction. Oh. With Yamamo, he said they'll be back later. It made Bakugo sigh. No doubt they're humping like rabbits. Bakugo replied in a snake remark, dude. Too much information. Kirishima reprimands him. F off, Sharky. Do you know how traumatic is it to see those rabbits doing it in the kitchen? I just want my spicy sauce. He retorted back, angrily. Again, too much info. Kaminari and Kirishima both yelled and covered Bakugo's mouth. Since Izuka was late enrolled, the dorms don't have enough rooms for him since Cementos only made it for 19 students and is the 20th one. So no room for Izuku, and with Nisa's very, very shady permission, he was given a chance to sleep with Momo sharing her room with him. Hello? Is anyone here? The 3 heard a child's voice from the door entrance. Whose kid is that? Kirishima asked. They all saw 2 children. Bro, that little guy, and the girl looks lost, let's check on them. The 3 sprinted to the entrance, while the 2 welcomes the kids. Bakugo just stood there with his arms crossed. Hey little guy, what's your name? Are you lost? Kirishima asked the dark-haired kid. We're here looking for our father and mother. I sensed his presence here an hour ago. Sensed his presence? Was the 3 shared thoughts. Huh. What's your father's name? Kaminari asked, still confused who the kid was talking about since there's no adults here, just them, students. Izuka Midoriya, the kid said. Pause. A very long pause. DKUU, dead beat. Bakugo explodes. Bakugo breath in and breath out. Relax. Kirishima gave Bakugo a breather. The man was frantically breathing like his lungs depended on it. Hey Mr. Explosion, do you know my papa? Bakugo's heart clenched in response when hearing the girl's innocent question. I do, he's an old friend, more like one-way friend, but he said. I see, Anos said. Then where are my parents? Who is this Yamamo person? Anos asked. If you're talking about Yayarosa, she's with you, father. They said that the door opened since this time. They had the thought of closing it since they don't want anyone discovering this secret love child topic going out. We're here, so what did we miss? Izuka said while closing the door behind him and Momo. Whose kids are these? He asked while pointing at the 2 kids on the couch with the other 3 boys. Yours, Kirishima, Bakugo, and Kaminari all pointed at him. Izuku, you didn't tell me you had kids? They're so cute, why would you abandon them? Momo lightly gave Izuku some punches on his shoulder. What? I have no idea. Hey, stop, I don't have kids, calm down. He frantically said in defense. Meanwhile, Anos approached Momo and hugged her legs. Mommy said before lovingly continue hugging Momo's left leg. What? The 3 yelled, including Izuku, while Bakugo went out like a light. He's gone again. Kirishima lightly slaps Bakugo so he could gain consciousness. Huh. But I never gave birth. Why did you call me mom, little guy? By instinct, she lightly pats the boy's head. You have my mother's source, he replied. Izuka, hearing the word source, instant got his attention back on the little boy. Hold on, this world doesn't have source. It doesn't even have magic practitioners. Izuka said. Now his full attention is on the boy, and he's serious. Then I have one question. Who's your mother? What's her name? Izuku was serious about asking that question. Kriati is our mother. Anos replied to Izuku's question. He stood there, not moving, as if the world stopped. But our child died. They got killed. Izuku looks so broken. So Kirishima, seeing Bakugo has no chance of waking up, ran to Izuku and helped the poor guy. Kriati, I'm her part of me at least. I always dream of memories that belongs to her. Momo too was shocked and couldn't do anything. Momo, you have her memories? Izuku asked, still sobbing. She nodded. I wanted to keep it a secret until I got the chance to tell you, but I guess it's out now. Izuku couldn't help it but jump on Momo as they hit the floor. I'm sorry, I was too late to save you and our child. He was breaking apart. Kirishima was doing his best to console the guy. We're still alive, father. I am not your typical infant. I have magic ever since I was in my mother's belly. I was also conscious, and I was forced to be born when Mother Anos pointed at Momo died. Since you already left back then, I was too late to gain my memories, and using Ingle was too late to revive her back. Anos spoke up. Momo and Izuku, their paternal instinct acted and hugged the poor child. Izuku even ignored the fact that their child was a reincarnation. He didn't care. All he wanted was to hug their child. You suffered enough, my baby, come here. We're here now. Momo cupped the little boy's cheeks and hugs him. Midoriya, you still have one child here. Kaminari pointed at Eri, who was alone in the couch. Is she? Momo asked Anos, and he nodded. She's Eri. She has my twin sister's source. He explained, while Momo let him go and ran towards the poor girl. I'm here now, princess. Don't cry, I won't leave you, I promise. Eri was sobbing on Momo's chest while Momo caresses the poor girl's head, trying to calm her down. Mama. Izuku just stands up and looking at Eri, the look of a father longing for a daughter he could spoil. He couldn't believe it. I have two kids, he fainted. Midoriya is dead. Kirishima and Kaminari shout in unison. Class 1A Heights Alliance Dormitory. 11:37 p.m. I should have took that biscuits before going to bed. Bakugo grumbles while making his way down the stairs. But no. I have to take care of Deku's brats. Fantastic, he said while going over the common room and to the kitchen and taking his biscuits out the fridge. Clap, 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 clap. What is that sound? He said while following where the sound was and on the corner of the common room. Momo was humping on Izuku's lap like her life depended on it, while they were having a make-out session. I should have stayed in my room. F my life. He said, already done with life, and he went back to his room without saying anything. Class 1A Classroom. All Might was teaching them some very important lessons on hero versus villain situations. Izuku didn't react much. He already grew past his All Might fanboy phase months ago. You see young heroes in training. The best opening is when the villain is having a monologue since they are distracted, or they're transforming. Remember, young heroes, never let your opponents transform. Act when the need arises. All Might informed them, target their weak spots, like their joints so they're crippled for a while. That is when you have the chance to overpower them. He added, while some students nodded in affirmation and agreement. As for Izuku, this is basic knowledge for him since he already encountered some enemies that need to transform like the Dragon King, who has a human form, and Izuku sliced his head off before he had the chance to even partially transform. I guess that's our lesson for today. Just remember it, young heroes, don't be rash. Be mindful of the situation. Situation awareness is a skill heroes need to have. He excused himself and left for Class 1B, another class he needs to teach. That was awesome, especially the last bit that All Might taught us. Rikudu Sato spoke up, earning some yeah from his classmates. I could slip them in my acids to stop their transformation, while they lose focus. Mina said, earning a side eye from Bakugo. You can think, weird eyes? Bakugo said with a smirk. Hey, that's so mean, Bakugo. Mina shouts back at him. I still don't get it, Kaminari said when he should have kept his mouth shut. I guess he's the dumber one of the two, Bakugo said, sighing at his classmate's stupidity. Hey. Both Kaminari and Mina yelled back in retort. Here they go again, Izuku said, sighing while Momo shares his thoughts about the three. Anos, even with his small appearance, became the dorm's security guard, and his Eri's personal attack dog. He's always with Eri in the common room whenever their parents are in class. Here, Eri, try this mushroom gratin. I made this for you. he said while a bowl of mushroom gratin in hand and feeding Eri with his other hand. Sayuri opened her mouth and tasted the delicious delicacy her big brother made. It's delicious, thank you, big brother. She hugs him while he's trying his best to not spill the bowl. I could get used to this, no need to use the crest spell to become older again. He currently looks like a 5-6 years old boy, but acts like an adult with everyone since he literally is over 2,000 years old. But others don't have a clue about that. He just simply enjoys this life, unlike the carnage and dark life he is back then. Although while looking at Eri and her innocent face and outlook on life, I will protect you with my life, he thought while being hugged by Eri. For once, in his couple millennia of lifetime, Anos smiled, a very genuine smile. Class 1A was done with their non-core combat subject with Snipe. Today they dive into the way of guns and how to use them. And not surprising, Izuka picked on it so fast since he had some training with bows and other handheld long-range weaponry from the elves in another world. Momo was proficient with it since her father is a gun freak and would teach Momo every time he has time for her. Some are familiar with it too, but Bakugo was third to Momo and Izuku, since the boy could still hit the target but not like Izuku who always hit dead center, much to Bakugo's disappointment in himself that Deku got him again. Shoto was a disappointment. The guy can't even hit the background of his test dummy, let alone the dummy itself. He just mumbled to himself, this isn't useful. Why would the number 1 hero even need a gun? And he sulked in the corner of the shooting range while gritting his teeth that Izuka somehow outshined him again. That extra is beyond disappointing. How can you even miss the background? Bakugo explodes in his mind while looking at Shoto's result. He didn't land a single bullet in the dummy. And you're eyeing Ponytail like you're going to steal her from Deku. You no chance, Two-Face. He added in his mind while looking at Shoto, who was staring at Yaoyorozu. Snipe rested his left arm on Izuka's shoulder. Looks like we have a little sharpshooter here. You fancy the shooting range off in Midoriya? He asked. No sir, just talent? Izuka chuckled, trying to avert the attention. That's talent, Midoriya. You're one heck of a talented guy. Snipe said while patting Izuka's back. Wow, Midababe. Snipe-sensei praised you. It's been a while since he praised one of us. Mina playfully said Izuka's nickname she had for him. Back. Off. Woman, he's mine. Momo said while protectively hanging on Izuka life, he's her lifeline. Ha ha ha. It's always cute seeing your protective side, Yamamoto, Mina said, waving her hands, stating she was joking. After that, they had hand-to-hand combat. It was a landslide. Everyone who challenged Izuka didn't last 5 seconds. He has some skills of targeting neural pathways of the human body, and they got temporarily paralyzed the moment his pointer finger landed on their torso. One by one they fall. Even Bakugo. Deku. I can't stand, help me. Curse you, I'm gonna pee, dumbass, get me to the restroom. Aizawa carried him to the restroom and let him rest on a wall while he could still use his left arm. The rest of his body was paralyzed. Back to the field. Izuku was against Shoto Todoroki. They were staring daggers at each other. You'll pay for stealing her away from me. Lunged towards Izuku. No quirks, just pure first. I didn't even steal her from you. She doesn't belong to you in the first place. Izuka dodged Shoto's left hook, parrying it using 2 hands. Wing Chun? Snipe said, in surprise that the boy knew Wing Chun, a martial art that focuses on being defensive rather than offensive. I doubt this slouch jabs you're throwing would do you good. Izuka said, now relaxing and putting his hands inside his pockets while dodging everything Shoto is throwing at him. Stop moving around. Shoto's jabs became more and more deadly, like aiming for the neck and other vital organs, but Izuka dodged it all with ease. F it. He really trained his body and mind. I'm so proud of him. Momo said while looking at her husband as Creati and boyfriend as Momo. Both souls agreed. Izuku was dodging last minute just to put more salt in Shoto's wounds, the most painful wounds of all humiliation. Already out of gas, Prince Zuko? His snarky remark made Shoto off angry. Shut the hell up. Shoto activated his flames, not using the ice that he hated so much. Todoroki, stop, it's forbidden to use quirks in this fight. Snipe reprimands him. Izuku. No, stop holding me, girls. Izuka, don't fight him, he's using his quirk, you're in danger. All the girls were holding Momo back from going there since if she did, she'll get caught in the crossfire. Todoroki, this is your last warning, don't you dare. Snipe warned him, but the two-colored guy didn't stop his flames. He'll pay for humiliating me. I'm Endeavor's son. I'm not gonna let someone humiliate me like this. He was ready to attack. Come on, Izuku urged him, while his inventory opened and his Demon King spear came out, and he held it by the pole. Don't you dare put the blame on the consequences of your actions. To me, Izuku was ready to kill at a moment's notice. Yubasta, he lunged at Izuku, but mid-air. Bang! He falls back on the ground, clutching his leg in pain as the bullet even pierces his muscles. You did this, he said, glaring daggers at Snipe, who blew the smoke out of the barrel of his gun, before Shoto lost consciousness from pain. Someone take him to Recovery Girl's office. Snipe said to his students and 2 volunteers, we'll take him, sensei. Sato and Shoji said, while carrying Shoto's unconscious body. Momo rushed to Izuku, hugging him for dear life. I'm glad you're okay. I'm happy you didn't get hurt. Izuku smiled and lightly caressed her hair, calming both his wife and girlfriend. I'm fine, Momo. Kriati, he knows those two aren't just sharing memories, but bodies too. It's too obvious for him. Izuku met with Snipe in the hallway, sharing some thoughts about how they shoot and aim their weapons. It's like that, sensei. By using that technique, I have more control on my recoil. Izuku explained, while Snipe was taking notes. Thanks again, Midoriya, for giving me some tips. I don't know about using my gun. Izuku just chuckles at his teacher. No pro, a gruff voice echoes as the two turn around. Snipe, you dare hurt my masterpiece. How dare you shoot my son? Endeavor got there frustrated and wanted to hit someone. He got out of control. Endeavor, what do you want me to do? Let my student die, because your son couldn't handle being outshined by other people. Snipe retorted back at Endeavor. He was ready. His hand was already on his gun. If Endeavor attacks him, he wouldn't have a second thought and pull the trigger on the number 2 hero. And that gave you the right to shoot at him. Some teacher you are. Endeavor was beyond frustrated while talking to him. And you brat, my son said some green-haired monster stole his fiancée. It was you, wasn't it? He glared at Izuku, who didn't care about his killing intent. Momo Yaoyorozu doesn't belong to him, you flaming brat. You're forcing a marriage between the two. Izuku bit back. He doesn't care if Endeavor was the number 2 hero. He'd throw hands with anyone if Momo got disrespected. You balls' son of a. Where do you get this confidence trying to talk back to me? Endeavor was approaching them. Snipe was seconds away from pulling his gun out, and Izuku was inches away from grabbing his spear when he arrived. That's enough, Endeavor. You will not threaten my student and my colleague. That's enough coming from you. If you want to settle something, come with me to Nisa's office. All Might arrived just in time, while Snipe relaxed and pulled away from his holster. Fine. Watch your back, but you don't know who you're messing with. Endeavor spat before following All Might. Oh, I know who I'm going against. That's why I'm not afraid. Izuku's eyes were glowing. Not gold when is blessed by the goddess, but red, crimson red. By you piece of trash, Izuku said while the two were still glaring at each other. Kid, you're my favorite student now. Snipe exclaimed while breathing heavily from being on Endeavor's overpowering gaze. Anos and Eri welcomed their parents home. They both cleaned the dorm since they both have nothing to do. Izuku had Eri on his lap, while they and the boys were watching some shows on the huge TV. Momo and Anos, along with the girls, are preparing dinner. They're proud of Anos, their little dorm chief. He received some playful kisses on the cheeks from the girls after they were all done cooking. Hey, you lousy and lazy one, it's dinner time. Ochako yelled at the boys, who exclaimed, Whoa-ho, I'm hungry. Me too, bro. Heck yeah. Don't rush, fall in line. This dinner better be sparkling like me. White medium star. Don't use my spoons, or I'm killing you. Come on, Eri. Dinner time. Izuku lightly picks his daughter up and goes to the dinner hall, as the girls already put plates on the table for both them and the boys. Tonight our dinner is mushroom gratin. My baby here taught us how to make it. Momo exclaimed while she nozzles Anos's cheeks like a loving mother would. Shoto got well from the bullet he received from Snipe, and first thing he did, he bumped into Izuku's shoulder like he didn't mean it. Watch where you're going. Izuku glared at him. And what? Shoto sneered back. You wouldn't want what I'd do to you. Shoto, hearing that, he ready himself for a fight. I don't want to waste my time with you. Stop bothering me. Izuku said. He has a date with Momo on the rooftop, so wasting time with Shoto Todoroki really made him angry. "Don't turn your back on me," Shoto shouted. Make Endeavor's overgrown SPRM, Izuku angry left, leaving a seething Shoto who was unintentionally using his most hated quirk, his ice quirk. "I hate that face you're giving me. It's similar to her." His fire quirk sighed, boiling along with his rage. He hated her, his mother. The look of disgust and disappointment reminded him so much of his hated mother. Izuku had their rooftop date with Momo and Creati, seemingly changing controls over the body they shared. He recognized each time they changed. Momo is caring but overprotective and has this killing intent directed to any woman approaching him. She's possessive of him, not wanting him to let go and cherish her dearly. Maybe it's because of her past and the arranged marriage her mother put on her. That stress was eating her mind. Creati, on the other hand, is very loving, motherly to their children, much like Momo too, but it's natural with her. And she's cutely too clingy to him, and he knows that even back in the other world. "Hold me tight, my love," Creati, now in control, longingly pleaded with Izuku. "All right here, I won't leave you. By you I mean the both of you," he said, while he got hugged tightly. "Of course. You're mine after all. You wouldn't leave us, right?" Now he knows Momo is in control, as he smiled at that. "I would never," he said while she pushed him on the ground. "How about we have a little bit of fun here? My love." Izuku looked at her face, as he saw her glowing eyes, one gold and the other red. "F me." Now they're both in control. Izuku relaxed and accepted his fate with open arms. Katsuki Bakugo wanted to rest from his idiotic friends, so he walked up the stairs leading to the school's rooftop. "I swear those idiots really make angry," he mumbled in his breath. He got to the door and got something in mind. He paused, second-guessing if he wanted to open the door. "I swear if Deku is sleeping here, I'm going to take my own advice and take a swan dive off the roof," he thought while opening the door. He saw Izuku on the ground, gripping Momo's hips while she's going wild, going up and down on his huge and long pole. "Yes, love me more, my love. Make us a mother again." Momo had two voices while yelling that. One is her usual voice, but the other is more mature. He screamed in his mind before passing out like a log. Izuku and Momo got back to Heights Alliance dormitory, and he profusely apologized to Bakugo, who already looks like he's so traumatized that he didn't even move for the past 5 hours. It took Shiro, who taped him on Kirishima's back, to get him back into the dorms. "Bro, the heck did he saw that he's this traumatized?" Shiro asked Izuku, who coughed and looked the other way. "No comment," he said while whistling. "Just give him some spicy foods, he'll be alive in a few minutes." Aizawa softly shouts, who was in the comfort room, with Anos doing the same, sipping their black coffee. Momo then whispered on Izuku's ear, "We really should have locked that door. I was too excited, sorry." "Don't worry about, he'll be fine," Izuku assured her. He knows Momo has her needs too. He reassured her that it was fine since she couldn't control it when he's around. "Like this, watch." Izuku smirked. "Look, it's Annie Mitsuki," Izuku yelled on top of his lungs. Bakugo suddenly shot out of his trance and stood up, both his arms up ready to fight. "Where's the hag?" Izuku laughed at his reaction. Bakugo looked at Izuku, now realizing that Deku was the one who shouted that. "Curse you!" Bakugo flipped him off. "I love you too," Izuku smugly retorted back. He looks at Momo and saw her creating a huge dagger while looking at him. No, not that way, Momo. I'm straight. She threw the dagger away on the side and smiled back at him. "Okay," she cheerfully replied. Meanwhile, Anos and Aizawa, hearing that, shared another cup of coffee and sighed to themselves. "Yaoyorozu Mansion. I already told you, Shiori. I have no control who my daughter loves. You can't force her to dare someone she doesn't even love." Hooky slammed his hand on the table. "You can. She's our daughter, she'll do it for our family. For her future." She began to point at him again and again. "Do you know that her boyfriend almost killed her fiancé? That broke. No future guy injured the son of Endeavor." She spat, her hatred aimed at Momo's boyfriend. "So what if he doesn't have money? I don't care, as long as he treats my daughter like how I treated you when we were dating back then I'll be content with that." He was fuming. Why did his wife turn out like this? "Hooky, I can't be content with that. She needs a man who has money and power, and Endeavor's son is the perfect example of that. She returned the same animosity. I tried finding out why Satoru Mikami died, and if has a son, but he doesn't, plus his successor was anonymous. Only the will stated the name of his anonymous inheritor, and even their company wouldn't reveal who just the gender of him. So we can't have him as plan B, she said, already thinking about the successor of Satoru Mikami, is a billionaire already, since Mikami has fortunes over hundreds of billions. But is off limits since she couldn't find out his mysterious identity, so she'll stay with plan A for now. You know what, fine. You and I'll call her and tell her she's disowned if he doesn't start dating Endeavor's brat. He said, already fed up with her, not knowing he has a plan. Good. Now you're finally seeing my point. She smiled sinisterly. Now her plan is going in motion. Hello, Momo, are you there? Hooky asked his daughter over the phone. Momo put the sleeping area away from her lap while she took her phone out, since it was ringing. Momo, are you there? Yes, father, I'm listening. I need to tell you something important. What is it, father? Your mother said she'd disown you if you don't start dating your fiancé. Father, I thought you'd understand. Momo, just do what she says, or you're disowned. No, she doesn't have to disown me. Good girl. Now you're finally getting it. Her mother's voice can be heard, as she was the one that said that. She doesn't have to because I disown myself. I am free, I can love whoever I want, and she doesn't have a single say in my life. She angrily dropped the call. Tears began to start dripping down her placed cheeks. What did I do to deserve this? I just want to love who I want. Why can't I be free to love Izuku, she said while looking at Izuku, who was being a good father and playing with Anos. Why can't I love a perfect man like him? She saw Eri hugging her, and she stopped and wiped her tears away. No, I will continue loving Izuku. Money and lifestyle be cursed. I am just Momo now, not Momo Yaoyorozu, just Momo. Izuku's girlfriend and mother of Eri and Anos. She exclaimed, You can have my last name, you poor girl, you're Momo Einberg now. Momo smiled, hearing her soul twin Creati. I really didn't make the mistake of leaving Izuku and the children with you. Like me, you abandoned your rich lifestyle and money just to continue to be with him and our children. Creati spoke within their shared mind. It really means a lot coming from you. Thank you, Creati. Momo replied. Nobody heard her story. Even Aizawa, who was on the other side of the common room sleeping on the couch out cold, didn't hear a single thing. Nobody. But Izuku and Anos heard her. Hooky let his wife storm out of there when they both heard Momo's answer, and standing there he couldn't be more proud of his daughter. You're free now, my baby girl, he said, as a single stream of tears drips down from his cheeks. You've grown so fast, you have no idea how proud I am of you. Even with the tears dripping down, he still smiled sincerely. 3 a.m. Everyone was sleeping, maybe except for Katsuki, who was so hungry after his training that he decided to go down to the kitchen and fetch himself a good meal. He heard some clapping noises, much to his chagrin. Clap, clap. I don't even need to check what it is. I'm going back to my room, he said, while walking away back to his room with snacks in hand. Good thing he didn't, since just outside the dorms Izuku and Momo are having some close activity going on. Class 1A classroom. Aizawa gathered them early. Please refrain from calling Momo with her previous last name. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, she and her family insisted on never even linking her with that last name. He said, Please stand up and reintroduce yourself. She did what her teacher asked and stood up. I am Momo Einberg Arzanon. I have been disowned by my parents for choosing true love instead of love-less marriage with him. She spat the last bit of information while pointing at Todoroki. Bro, that's messed up. Yeah, I mean, Arzanon got her life destroyed because of you. That's low, bro, Kirishima said, definitely disappointed at Todoroki. Don't get on our business, Shoto said coldly, while still feeling the pain from his leg. Take a swan dive off the roof, icy hot. Jairu and Shuji covered their ears from Katsuki's loud remarks. It's not your business anymore too, Captain Canada. She's an Arzanon, not a Yaoyorozu, that means. Izuku stands up and looks back at Shoto with his grin. She's not your fiancée anymore. Izuku spat disdain, hiding behind his words. You and your father don't have control over her anymore. She's no longer a puppet your father nor her mother has control of. He added, Stop getting in our business. You have no say in this. Shoto spat back while Aizawa just stands there not doing anything since Izuku already bribes him with expensive brands of coffee and a new coffee machine. I beg to differ. She's my girlfriend after all, and I popped her cherry before you had the chance of even asking her out on a date. Izuku said while Shoto gritted his teeth in frustration, and Izuku triumphantly took his seat. And he mouthed curse you at Shoto, who was already fuming at him, while Izuku gives him the middle finger. This is some good tea, Aizawa, though. Not clear what he's implying, he's coffee or the drama. Very sparkly of you, Midoriya, for giving our classmate a reality check. Aoyama said, loving Izuku's snarky response to Todoroki. Izuku was called by Bakugo. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Guilty as charged. He dropped the call, while Katsuki Bakugo gave him a smirk. Since that's done, let's get on with our lessons. Aizawa cut the tension with the two. He said that while sipping the expensive coffee Izuku gave him prior at the start of class. Bro got bribed. Thank you for standing up for us, my love, Momo said, while her eyes were both red and gold on each pupils. Arzanon-chan, your eyes are so pretty, they're both glowing red and gold. Ochako exclaimed, as she jumped closer to Momo, already in trance of her beautiful eyes. Oh, don't worry, Ochako-chan, it's a gift given to me late. A quirk sub-ability, perhaps. She smiled at Ochako, who was excited about her beautiful bicolored eyes. Amazing. Aizawa glared at Ochako. Uraraka, he said coldly, and with her instincts she hurriedly went back to her seat. Sorry, sensei, she exclaimed, apologizing to her teacher. After both Aizawa and All Might's subject, Izuku called Bakugo at the rooftop. He had already been plotting for Shoto's downfall. So, what do you want, Nord? Katsuki said, who just arrived there, staring at Izuku, who was at the edge of the ledge enjoying the cold breeze. I have a plan. To take him down, have either Kaminari or Mineta. The weaker looking the better. Pay them as much as they want, I'll handle that. Izuku said, as Bakugo gave him a confused. What are you saying, you'll handle the money? Nerd, you're broke. He flat out called Izuku broke, much to Izuku's amusement. Who said I was? For all I care, even if the Yairoses and Endeavor put their fortune together, that's hardly a dent in my own fortune. Izuku said, surprising Bakugo. That look, you aren't kidding, it's true? Izuku nodded at his question. $10 million, for Aunt Mitsuki and Uncle Masaru for their already dying company. Izuku knew that Bakugo's parents were having a problem in finances in their fashion company. You know about my parents' finances? Izuku nodded again. I do, since Aunt Mitsuki wouldn't accept my help if they didn't work for it. Then I realized I could make you work for it. Izuku pointed at Bakugo. For their sake, will you do it? Bakugo froze where he stood. How did Izuku of all people know everything about his parents' company that's facing bankruptcy? For them, I'll do it. His answer caused Izuku to smile. Now as for the plan, let's talk about it. Planing, Bakugo picked his phone up and dialed a number. That won't work, I have a better idea, nerd. He said before the call was picked up. Hello? I need you to do something. Yeah? What is it, C4 Kuin? Bakugo grimaced at the nickname, but continued. I want you to tell him, I got funds you two can use and it's someone connected to him. 2 million for beating up Shoto Todoroki. Really? Yeah. But can I make him bleed though? Go crazy, he said before dropping the call. Who was that? Izuku asked. Bakugo smirked at him. Some crazy psycho. I'll find some dirt in his family that Kaminari and Mineta could use. I sure do hope this works, man. Bakugo better pay us up, Kaminari said while his legs were shaking. Mineta was worst, he looks like he'd die from stress. He's an idiot. We get beat up, we have the chance to make him angry and attack back in self-defense, and we get paid. Plus, man, I need new adult Megan eyes as I need that money bad. Kaminari sighed at Mineta. Sure, he's a perv too, but not as bad as Mineta, but at least he could respect Mineta for his determination of going against Todoroki just to buy some. With the amount of money Bakugo is paying us, we could hit the bar and let it rain. Why stay with that? Mineta's eyes just glowed at his words like he reached enlightenment. Look, there he is. Shoto Todoroki was just approaching them, while sneering like he'd kill Izuku the moment he got the chance. Once he got close, both steeled themselves. Look, it's the Life Destroyer looking a little angry, are we? Kaminari started, and Mineta laughed to support his acting. What are you idiots on about? Even you'd step on things you shouldn't have. Shoto glared at them. Did we push a button or something, Mini Endeavor? I swear Mineta said that this pipsqueak got some guts. What did you just call me? He approached the two more closer. Why? I have a question, though. What's with the scar? Shoto froze. Kaminari pushed a button. Bakugo was right. Did I hurt a nerve? Kaminari was shaking, but he continued. Did Mama give you that scar? He smirked. They did it. You son of a. I'll kill you both. Shoto attacked them with his fire, almost burning the two. Thankfully, they dodged. Mineta trapped Todoroki's feet with his quirk, and Kaminari shocked him with his quirk. You monsters! He shouts while being electrocuted. Seeing an opportunity, Kaminari let himself get hit with Shoto's flame attack. Meanwhile, Katsuki was around the corner and saw the go sign. He leaped at the opportunity and attacked Shoto with his explosions point blank. Die extra. Explosions upon explosions hit Shoto as he lost consciousness. I'm beat up. F. Kaminari passed out too, while Mineta looked at Katsuki Bakugo and gnawed as he ran towards their classroom. Come on, extra. You can't let this monster attack you like that. Good thing you fought back. He shouts while taking Kaminari to recover girl, already grinning. Phase 1 completed. Now since we changed plans with Deku, and let that psycho and Patchface deal with the flaming brat to compromise with this new plan. He smirked. With the cut version of footage he took earlier, this would work. It's been a while. You shitty excuse for a hero. Endeavor, who was patrolling, was caught off guard when a blue flame hit him. Principal's office. What do you mean, Eraserhead? Shoto Todoroki got into a fight again. Niza sighed in annoyance, already so done with Endeavor's offspring. He did. Bakugo filmed the whole thing. The two idiots of my class were talking with him, then he suddenly attacked the two with his flames. I know my two students are idiots, Nizu, and seeing how hurt Kaminari is, I would never want my idiots of a problem children to be in a state like that. They're important to me, he explained. Niza sighed again, pinching the bridge of his huge mouse chimera nose. Tell All Might to come here. We'll handle Endeavor if he did act up. Aizawa bows at that. Thank you, sir. This is outrageous, Nizu. I know my son wouldn't attack someone. Endeavor, who seemed to be injured with several second-degree burns and stab wounds. He's covered in bandages all over his wounds. I doubt a video would lie. Ng. All Might coughs beside Nizu, while playing the video that Bakugo turned in. This is nonsense. I know you know it. This is about his arranged marriage. Someone is plotting against my son. He furiously slammed the table. I know that, but I won't tell he. Nizu and his sinister thoughts. Izuku Midoriya, you are one manipulative individual. I can't wait to play chess with you. He dreamed of having a chess 1v1 with Izuku to see who has better IQ and situational smarts. We don't have that kind of proof. Endeavor. You can't just point fingers when your son crossed the line. Nizu added. This is unbelievable. Don't you dare put dirt on my masterpiece's record or else. Endeavor exclaimed, his blood boiling. Or else, Endeavor. Nizu's calm and chirpy voice was gone. He's serious now, his tone deadly. In his rage, Endeavor moved a bit with an intent to put the mouse in his place, but paused. I suggest you retract your fist, Ng. He's my boss. Wouldn't want him being injured now, can I? All Might's fist was inches from his face. He retracted his weak attack. TCH, you'll regret this. For going against me and my son. I'll drag this school down to the dirt. He said coldly. I won't regret it. I promise, Tada. Nizu playfully said, while waving at the leaving figure of Endeavor. He doesn't change. Not one bit. He's still the same boy back when he goes here. Nizu clicked his tongue. Endeavor didn't change a bit. He's still the same hot-headed guy he was when he was still in UA as a hero in training. And that boy. He's the exact same way when Enji Todoroki pushed Quirk marriage into Rei Himura's face. Nizu spoke and saw All Might lost his transformation. Yeah, Rei, she was supposed to be my girlfriend, All Might said in sadness, remembering the past he had with Rei Himura or Todoroki. She was my light, Nizu, and Enji took that light away from me. A single tear of longing drips from the symbol of peace's sunken cheeks. So in my rage and bitterness, I climbed the hero ranking and never let that monster take the #1 spot. All Might added while Nizu pats his arm. He took my world, so I crumbled his down and never let him build it up again, All Might said in anger. Even in his frail form, the man can see still scary when he's angry. That is what I promised myself when he took Rei from me. Class 1A Heights Alliance. Anos has Eri on his lap while they were watching their favorite show. He's eating his— Eri, stay back. Someone's coming. He stood up and covered Eri with his left arm as he gazed towards the disturbance in space. There, at the entrance of Class 1A dorms, was a swirling portal getting bigger and bigger. Someone came out, pale blue hair and chappy lips that dried in the Sahara Desert. Their eyes locked up against one another. "Who are you? Why are you here? You're not one of my parents' classmates." Anos growled at them, showing his protective nature for Eri. "Why is a brat here? This was supposed to be a fast AH. There you are, your overhaul's little guinea pig." Both red eyes met as Eri clutches her big brother's sleeve. "Back off, you're not welcome here," Anos warned them, while the pale-haired man just snapped his finger and pointed at Anos. "Kurogiri, kill that brave pipsqueak," he added, while the said Kurogiri lunged at them when he received his order. I said back, OFF. Anos's magic eyes of destruction activated as Kurogiri lost a good chunk of his mist, weakening the villain. "What's happening? Why isn't my mist regenerating?" the mist guy asked in confusion. "You can beat them, big brother. They're not welcome here." Sleepy Sensei said, "No intruders." Eri, scared, can't help but clutch on Anos's clothes, behind him, hiding her face on his back. "You heard my sister. Your visiting hours are over." Raising one finger, Anos said a word. "Jurast." Both were electrocuted by purple electricity. Kurogiri, seeing no chance against this kid, warped Tamura Shigaraki along with himself, barely getting away with temporary paralysis and burn marks from the spell's burning effects. Eri looked again and saw the villains gone. "Those bad men are gone. You're so cool, big brother." Hugs Anos from the back as the little boy smiled a bit at his sister's enthusiastic behavior. "I made a promise, Eri, that I would protect you. I would make good of my promise," he said while putting up a barrier so no warping or teleporting unwanted people would get in again. Momo had managed to adjust with her new life and last name. She's Momo Einberg Arzanon, now mother to Anos and Eri, girlfriend and wife to Izuku Midoriya. Looking at Izuku playing with his good friends, Kirishima, Kaminari, Mineta, Siro, and Bakugo, who was unwilling at first. She smiled at that. She knows she picked the right choice. This is her life now. No more rich girl lifestyle but chained. No more going to places and meeting brats of other rich families. Now she has a happy life with Izuku and their children. Looking at the sky, she thanked whoever it is who guided her to this kind of life. This life is one thing she could never pick over other choices. She's content with this life with the one she loves. "I'm happy just being Momo, not the Yairosa puppet I once was. I'm content," she said with her lips curled into a smile. "Hey Arzanon-chan, we got some gifts. They were a bunch of expensive tea. You want to come with us?" Ochako said, and gave her a hand to reach for, and she stood up and walked together with Ochako, who was so excited to taste rich tea. "Okay, let's go, Ochako-san," she said, and went with her friend. Meanwhile, Izuku, who stopped playing and looks at the fleeing figure of the two, could do nothing but smile. "I hope you'll enjoy the tea, Momo. I anonymously left it there for everyone, so you'd have the chance to taste your favorite again. Take this, DKU." Bakugo kicked the ball and almost hit Izuku right in the face, but Izuku caught it with one hand. "You can't caught me off guard that easily," he laughed. Meanwhile, a little away from them, Ochako was massaging Momo's back. Momo vomits her breakfast on the ground, while Ochako continued to massage her back, while she continued to hurl out her breakfast. "Momo, don't tell me." Ochako covered her mouth. "You're going to have a child." Izuku stood there. His whole body froze when he heard Ochako's scream. "You're preggo." As soon he heard that, Izuku booked it towards them like his life depended on it. The only Ochako was with his Momo, so he ran faster than Flash. He saw his girlfriend and wife throwing up all her breakfast. This was the first symptom of being. Izuku knew this when he was still with Kriati. He helped Momo by taking Ochako's job, massaging Momo's back, so the poor girl could at least have some semblance of comfort. "Is it true? Momo, are you really preggo?" he asked excitedly. I think I am," she exclaimed. Izuku carefully hugged her. Ochako slapped his head. "No, she's the one who's— You're a guy, Midoriya." Izuku was clutching his stinging head. "Come here, Izuku." She hugged his head, giving him a swift death being in between her melons. "God, if you're listening, thank you. I'll die by suffocating on these melons." Izuku prayed, before losing consciousness. DKU, are you okay? Breath you extra. That isn't the roof. Don't suicide there. Class 1A classroom. Since some of you may know, Arzanon won't be joining us this coming semester. It's good for her health to stay at the dorms where she's safe. Aizawa informed them. Some who weren't aware had some questions. Why, sir? Did anything happen? I wasn't aware, since I visited my family. Tsuyu spoke up, wanting her question to be answered by Aizawa. Because Ms. Azui, Arzanon is going to have a baby, and won't be a good idea for her to train since it's going to be straining her body. After Aizawa answered, Shoto couldn't take it. This was his last straw. You made my fiancé prego, how dare you? He stormed towards Izuku, who didn't care about what he said. Yeah, and so, he said so casually. It's not like she's still your fiancé to begin with. Todoroki-kun, please refrain from doing anything rash. Ida and Mr. Aizawa both acted on the situation and approached the two before it escalated. Todoroki listened to Ida. Don't do it. Aizawa feared the worst. He didn't get scared for Izuku. No, he knows Izuku has abnormal resistance. No, he's worried for Shoto. If Izuku's face was a sign of not making him angry off now, then it's clear. Izuku was already seething. How the heck did Shoto Todoroki still consider Momo as his fiancé when she's not even a Yaoyorozu anymore? Aizawa-sensei, I am calm, but if he lays a finger on me, I'll rip his heart out. Izuku wasn't kidding. Aizawa saw it in his eyes. He's ready to rip a heart out. As your teacher, Todoroki, I'm warning you, don't you dare attack Midoriya. Aizawa reprimands him. It's always him. Why do you always side with him, sensei? Shoto snapped. Because he's right. All you do is Yaoyorozu this, Yaoyorozu that. I'm sick and tired of you bringing up your arranged marriage with Yaoyorozu when she's not even one anymore. Use your common sense. Just for use it. Shoto was stunned. He didn't move. Aizawa snapped at him. Aizawa, for once in his life, shouted at a student no less. He screwed up. Hoboman snapped. Oh, he's dead. A dead man. Now I'm scared of Mr. Aizawa. This sleep-deprived caterpillar really just snapped at him. Don't you feel tired of flaunting a woman who's not even yours to begin with? You said she cheated on you with Midoriya, but are you even in a relationship with her to say she cheated? Remember Todoroki. Aizawa keeps jabbing his pointer finger on Shoto's chest. Momo Yaoyorozu died when her parents disowned her, because of you, and she pushed herself back up and gave a new identity to herself and to not be bound by her arranged marriage to you. He finished. Izuku saw him falter from the stress he got from Shoto Todoroki. So by taking out a fresh cup of coffee out of his inventory, Izuku gave it to his poor sleep-deprived sensei. Here, sir, this should help you calm down. Izuku handed him a cup of coffee. Thanks, problem child. He sipped the powerful concocted coffee, his body calming down from the coffee he tasted. Shoto just went back to his seat and looked defeated that even his teacher was against him. It doesn't matter, I'll still have my chance with her. My father's the number 2, and I have the abuser's ice quirk. Like hell you have a chance, you delusional guy. If I could self-insert myself and have a water quirk, I'd be drowning you in water. It's all right, sensei. Just relax. Aizawa thanked Izuku for that cup of coffee. I guess I'll take a seat for now. Class, just go on and review your notes. I think I'll sit here for now, Aizawa said, while Ito approached Aizawa and put his hand on their teacher's shoulder. Sir, it's all right to rest sometimes. Please take yours right now. I'll handle my classmates. You deserve rest too, sir. You've been doing your best for our betterment, so thank you, sensei. Ida said he's dense in other people's feelings and emotional weight and other stuff, sometimes is stiff at things, but Ida could recognize a man who does his best and is tired because of it. His brother Tensei was the same. He saw the restless eyes. His sensei is the same when his brother comes home and having the same expression. That's manly of you. Kirishima gave him a fist bump. Yeah. Thanks for speaking up on our thoughts, Ida. Aizawa couldn't help but smile a little at his student. Thank you that you see my hard work for you all. He closed his eyes and welcomed sleep. Aizawa slept in 1 minute, so Izuku tossed Ida a blanket, thanks Midoriya, and let him put it on Aizawa. Their restless teacher, who hadn't had sleep for 2 days now, finally slept his tiredness away. He really needed that, Ida said while looking at the sleeping form of their teacher, as Izuku asked for a high five, and he gave it back. High five, Izuku back. No doubt. Izuku replied. Any questions about any topic, just ask me, since Arzanon isn't available right now. Ida started while some raised their hands. The class was harmonious with their activities and barrage of questions for Ida. Momo is in the common room. She found it amusing since the sight before her were Eri and Anos checking for their siblings. Heartbeat lightly resting their heads on Momo's belly. We still have to wait months, and your baby sibling will be with us. Took both. A mother? Anos paused. You gave up being a student for our sibling's sake? He saw the longing look on his mother's eyes. She really wanted to be a hero, but she couldn't, and Anos understands that. Yes, baby, since your sibling is my priority right now, so I gave up for now and let Izuku and our classmates continue on. Momo replied, and Anos couldn't help but feel his stomach turning. He could help, but this will halt his own growth. No, it doesn't matter anymore. If I have to stay a child and grow with my family now, then so be it, as long as my sibling is born and my mother continues her dream of becoming a hero. His eyes glowed red. Green magic circle opened beneath Momo. I will help you, mother. Just have faith in me. He saw his mother nodded at him. She was smiling. Crest, a spell that accelerates growth. Katsuki, having got off early from class, decides to go back to the dorms and check on his favorite brats, especially Anos. He likes that prideful little twerp. Hey, Ponytail is my favorite little twerp. He opened the door to the dorms only to see Momo, a child in her arms, and Eri was jumping with joy seeing the little child. He fainted. Looks like he fainted. Anos dragged his unconscious body to the common room and threw him like a stick on the couch. Anos-chan, please be a little gentle with your uncle. Momo reprimands him. Hi, mother, I won't do it again, sorry. He said while she smiled at him and nodded. We'll wait for your father here. He would faint too. I'm so excited to see his reaction. She giggled, wanted to see Izuku faint seeing their little bundle of joy, a baby daughter. Mama, can I hold my sister's hand? Momo nodded at Eri's request, and she held her baby sister's hand. She coos at that cute sight. She's so cute. I want to do her hair soon, Mama. Eri excitedly lets go of her hand and starts jumping around. Of course you can, Eri-chan. What happened? I swear I saw you with a kid. Katsuki got back up and rubbed his eyes and saw the kid in Momo's arms. He fainted again. Well, he died. Again. Anos creates a magic circle and puts it on Bakugo. A green glow covered his body and Bakugo was revived, still unconscious. He'll be fine, I think, Anos said while Momo glanced at him. That's not very reassuring, Anos-chan. She said while Anos shrugs. Yeah, I know, just study or we'll flunk that subject. Kirishima with Denki entered the dorms and saw the scene. What the? Kirishima fainted. Kaminari. Well. Wei he overloads and turned into his dumb state. Why do you all faint? I swear, Momo sighed and nods at Anos. He already knew what to do. Anos punched Kaminari in the gut as he passed out, then drags the two and put them on Bakugo. All of them looks like a mountain of dead bodies. Anos-chan? Momo asked. Yes, mother? He replied. No, never mind, Anos-chan. She sighed. Momo was looking at the three fainted bodies and chuckles a little. Goodness, these three can't handle shock quite well. Then, at the door, she heard another voice too precious for her. I doubt that, Ida. Plus you got some good standing in the class and could handle them. Izuku walks in with Ida beside him, talking about the class's standings. Arzanon, what th Ida was about to curse. I'm imagining, right? Izuku looks at Momo and the baby in her arms. Give me that, Ida. I want to make sure. He took Ida's glasses and put them on, then off, then rubs his eyes again. Midoriya. Ida gasped and yelled, and he caught Izuku, who fainted. Momo's eyes were gold and red. Now they shared control of the body, enjoying the scene they witnessed. Oh dear, he fainted like the rest. She giggled. Like the rest? Ida exclaimed, then saw the three unconscious bodies of Kaminari, Kirishima, and Bakugo, rested Izuku on the floor, and ran to them. Snap out of it, he yelled at the three. Anos took his father. Honestly, it's unbelievable to see a young boy who looks like his 7'8" dead, lifting a 5 feet 11 inches young adult with pure muscles, on his back like that young adult was paper. He rested his father on the same couch. Momo is in. And Momo, seeing the peaceful face Izuku has while unconscious, she made his head rest on her shoulder. Mother, please take care of father. I have some business to take care of. Anos informed. Okay, Anos-chan, be careful, don't go out of UA grounds. Her son nodded. All Might, or should I call you Tashinori Yagi? All Might, surprised, jumped back a few meters and looked back. Who are you, evil-do Midoriya's kid? He asked, confused why Midoriya's son knew of his name. Anos. My name's Anos Midoriya. The very confident tone in the young man's voice was off-putting to All Might. By the way, those missing organs are kind of bad. How are you still alive? Anos asked. Kid, how do you know about that? He asked while Anos pointed to his own forehead. A spell to retrieve memories, and yeah, I know about One for All too, and its long line of wielders. Anos said. All Might gasped, confused. He stood there as the boy sighed. Look, All Might, I'm here to help you. My father is a huge fan of you years ago, so by helping you, I'm helping him too. All Might furrowed his eyebrow at that comment. By helping, what do you mean by that? All Might asked the boy. By healing you, of course, and maybe using Revite on you and reversing you to your prime. He informed, the symbol of peace. Kid, you're capable of doing that? He saw Anos, who nodded. Then please, by all means, if it means I can do hero work longer, then sure, please do. All Might almost pleaded for that chance. I will, but also I'm a little intrigued by One for All. You wouldn't mind if I took one source from my uncle, your successor? Anos said, while All Might just listened to it, not getting it at all. He's so lost. Sure? When Anos heard him say that, Gadam Anos disappeared and came back with a pink source, a pink-colored orb, in his hand. I'm back, he said. Let's start with you first. As he pointed his hand towards All Might. You ready, All Might-san? All Might nodded at that question. Ready to what will happen to him? Revived. All Might's body had got rewind back. Until he's healthy. As the lights died out, Anos saw the figure of All Might. Okay, no. Too far. Revived. Anos chants his magic again, but now forward in time. As All Might's body once again began to change. He's looking more and more alive rather than the frail form he has. There. Far better, Anos said in a confident tone, proud of his work. Young man, holy stinking super trash. All Might brings in Anos for a bone-crushing hug, but Anos didn't feel a thing. Maybe it tickled a little. I still have to do something, let me go. He was let go. As All Might was a little intrigued, what will the young man do? Since technically this woman's source is still alive, I could maybe do this. Anos paused and focused on the pink source. Ingle. A powerful magic covered the pink root source. As a person covered in pink energy began to form into a person. As the lights died out, the person was revealed to be someone very familiar. Master? The woman locked eyes with All Might. Tashinori? She whispered. Tashinori, as strong as he is, fainted from shock. Aizawa was done with class and set on checking on his problematic children when he arrived at the dorms. It's weird since it's too silent. Until he saw Momo on the couch with a baby in her arms, and the guys except for Izuka, who just woke up a while ago, and the guys who still are pretty much dead. Problem children? Please explain, he said calmly, while pinching the bridge of his nose. Seeing Momo already has enough on her plate, Izuku volunteers to answer. You see, sir, my son seemed to have used an ability that lets him forward growth without the need of nutrients, so my son helped deliver my daughter just a little while ago. Izuka said, trying his best not to crack under Aizawa's gaze. I didn't expect this, but I guess it's fine since it's you. I already know trouble is going to come when you're around. Aizawa explained, while Izuka slumped back down on Momo's shoulder. Arzanon, I take it you're already perfectly healthy to attend school the following days? He saw Momo nodded, so Aizawa accepted her answer. I see. I'll prepare the paperwork again. Take this time to rest, the both of you. Izuka nods too. Okay, sir, will do. They both nodded. All right then, have a good rest, he said. Aizawa saw the unconscious bodies of his other students laying there like a mountain of corpses. I don't get paid enough for this. He ignored his unconscious students. Aizawa, look at my muscles. All Might exclaimed and flexed his muscles to Aizawa. Did you just get younger? Aizawa gasped at the airhead #1 hero. Yes. With young Midoriya's kid, help I got reversed to my prime. Ha ha ha. Aizawa slapped his forehead in annoyance. Then, Midnight with books in hand approached them. Oh, mommy likes what she sees. Say, handsome, are you All Might's kid? Aizawa wanted to drop dead then and there. Ha! No, I am All Might, the muscle-head buffoon exclaimed. You got younger. What did you do? Tell me your secret, Midnight exclaimed, shocked and interested in how All Might get younger all of a sudden. It's a trade secret. Haga, Midnight pounced on him. Tell me your secrets, old man, she said while she is All Might on a chokehold. Tell me. All Might waved his hand around, trying to breath. Let go, Midnight, I need air. Air. She let go. Tell me your secret. All Might suddenly stood up. Okay. Sure. Just try not to choke me again. Only Ray is aloe. He paused and scratched his neck. Ops, my lips slipped, ha ha ha. He ran. He ran like hell and never to be seen. I swear I will know your secret. You can't hide it from me forever, she yelled while cursing him off. Aizawa sighed. Midoriya's kid, the boy since I was there with Eri, he said while walking away. The dorm's Namuri, he must be there now. Midnight paused and processed what he said. Then she gained a smirk. Gotcha. She ran towards Class 1A's dormitory. Meanwhile, with Aizawa, who was walking to the third year's classroom. I swear, I'm not paid enough for this, he grumbled. Midoriya, where's your kid, the little boy? Izuku almost jumped out of the couch the moment Midnight suddenly opened the door and yelled. What do you want with me, old woman? Anos answered. I'm not old. Well, if you help me, that is, she said, while Anos thought for a moment, then landed with All Might telling her he got younger. I swear, fine, if you're really that conscious about your body, then fine. I'll reverse your age and appearance, Anos said, already tired. Yay! Midnight happily exclaimed. Izuku watched how Midnight got reversed, looking like she was only a few years older than them. Your melons were that perky, he yelled, when his eyes landed on her rack. Of course, want a cup of feel me, Midoriya, she teased, while touching Izuku's chin. Miss Midnight, I'm still here, Momo said. I squinted. No thank you, Miss Midnight, maybe next time, Izuku said without second-guessing what he said. What do you mean next time? Momo slapped him on the head while he clutched it in pain. I was kidding. I'm sorry, he apologized. Okay, Midoriya, maybe next time. BTW, thanks, little guy. I'm going to bring you some snacks as thank you. She kissed Anos on the cheeks before leaving. I got kissed by an old woman. I feel defiled, Anos flatly said, and ran to his mother's lap. It's all right, Anos-chan. She's just thankful about what you did. Now Kriati was in control, while she comforts her little boy. Nizu was just checking his papers before stamping, with a cup of tea on his table. He took the cup, about to take a sip, as the door opened suddenly. Principal, look. In came Midnight, younger than what she's supposed to look like. Spits his tea. What? Nizu exclaimed, his tea all over his work. Recovery girl, look. My muscles feel so alive. Ha ha. All Might opened the door and revealed himself far younger than he's supposed to. Recovery girl looks for a moment, then stood up from her seat, then walked to a coffin her size, and gently got inside. Recovery girl, no. All Might exclaimed as the coffin cover closed on Recovery girl. It's been 2 days since All Might got back to his prime self. Bakugo, being his successor, told him a secret. Then, Bakugo contacted someone while promising he himself would meet with said person, but All Might would come instead. I've been waiting, All Might said, as he saw the villain with the patched skins all over his body. All Might, why are you here? We're suppo. All Might put his hand up and continued. With young Bakugo? The villain nodded at All Might's question. He told me your secret. I know who you are, Dabi. The villain froze, while All Might approached him. What are you gone? Dabi was about to finish his words, but All Might cut him off by hugging him. Yes. All Might hugged Dabi. A warmth Dabi never felt. I'm here to ya. Dabi stiffened, his whole body froze. That's what Ray named you, right? That's the name we wanted to give our child if we ever got one while we're in UA. Looks like she named you while remembering our promise. His blue eyes met with All Might. He could see the tears flowing down the symbol of peace's eyes. You know my mother, he asked. Of course, after all, I came first before Enji took her away by buying her parents, All Might explained. So I'm here to save you, Tuya, to give you the love you never felt from Enji. Dabi's ears couldn't believe what he was hearing. Why even try to save a failure like me? My quirk is not compatible with my body. Why even save someone as useless as me? Dabi yelled, not wanting to believe All Might's words. All he focuses on is Shoto. Shoto this. Shoto that. Shoto's the best. Shoto's perfect. All because he is both Quirks. Why? Why can't he glance at me and my other siblings just once? All I wanted was to be a hero too. I want to save people too. Why can't he train me? Why didn't he guide me? It's okay, I'm here, let it all out. Dabi wanted to pry the muscle man off, but he knows deep inside him he wanted someone to cling to, someone to make him feel he was worth something, to feel like he was needed. He gave up and melted in the arms of All Might. You're safe now, you're not a failure. You're not useless, you're just lost. All Might said. It pierced Tuya's heart the deepest. If only I was your father, I'm sorry. All Might POV. If only I could go back to the past and change things. If only I had money when we graduated in high school. If only I didn't flee to America. If only. Why am I thinking about this? I can't rewind time to back how it used to be. When both of us are happy, we'll hold hands and walk the park together and eat ice cream while we watch other families, and imagine if we have one of our own together. I can't change what already happened. I'm not God. I can't go back in time to change things, to make sure you never got abused by him. If I could, I would give my life for that chance, to fix it all, to save you from your hellish life with that monster. To have the chance to love you again, Ray. A tear fell from All Might's eyes while he carried Tuya's unconscious figure. If only I was enough for your family back then. Ray, we could have a family together, a family with kids. We could cherish. All Might looks at the distance, imagining a family with Ray and him as partners and kids running around. A family he could never have because fate is a cruel monster. Thank you, at least. I have a chance to be a father with him, the child Endeavor neglected. Threw aside to the point that he became a villain. Don't you worry, Ray, I will guide this child. Like our own, All Might bit his lips while imagining again. A happy memory with Ray created by his sincere delusion. You're crying, Toshi, what's got into you? He looked back again. There stood his master, Nana Shimura. Nothing, master, it's just nothing, he said. But his shaky tone and shaking lips betrayed him. Toshi, you know you can't lie to me. Tell me, what is it? Nana asked. It's just I was imagining of the past, sensei, where Ray and I are still together. What would have happened if I didn't ran off to America and hide from all for one? All Might said. The sobbing can't be stopped. He already stopped holding it back. I was petty. Master, I wanted to prove her parents and Enji wrong, that I wasn't some loser who doesn't have a single penny in his card. So I climbed to the hero rankings with intent to overshadow Endeavor. To make him stay where he is in the rankings, I was broken. I didn't know what to do, he said. Tears were still dripping down his face. With OFA, I saved people. Even though I fought strong villains, I persevere. I fought while thinking about Ray, about the family we could have had. It fueled me to be stronger, to be a better symbol, he added. His lips were already bleeding from him, biting on it so hard. Toshi, why didn't you tell me that you were hiding that kind of weight on you, Nana said, sympathizing with her successor who was already breaking down. It doesn't matter, master, I had no money back then. I can't take care of her family without money. Nana cupped his cheeks. Toshi was the boy Kotaro could be if she raised him. Nonsense, Toshi. What's important in a man is his heart. It doesn't matter if he's broke or have nothing to his name. Good people always loses in the game of life, Toshi. And fate is one of the cruelest monsters. You just have to stand back up when it pushes you down. She lifted his spirit, as hope, determination burns brighter in the eyes of the symbol of peace. You're right, master, thank you. Tuya Todoroki POV. Unconscious. Someone saw me. The real me. Why did I break down in front of him? To All Might of all people, he said he's my mother's ex, saying he'd save me. But it still hurts, even though he hugged me and promised me to give me something Enji Todoroki never gave to me. It still hurts. I was nothing, a failed project for Enji, for the man I thought was my father. But he's a monster. After Mom poured boiling water on Shoto's face, it got worse. He beat her over and over again, but that was back then. We were only kids. None of us could help Mom. It got worse. He started shouting at me and even my siblings except Shoto, his perfect creation, while we suffered his emotional abuse. Mom got 4 broken bones just 2 months after she poured boiling water on Shoto. I can't bear it. Her cries for help, for someone to help her. Back then I prayed. I prayed for someone to help my mother, for a hero to appear. But no heroes appeared. My prayers got on deaf ears. No one came. No help my mom. Until she broke. all her suffering from him, all the torture she endured just to be with us. It wasn't enough of a drive to keep going, so my mom tried to kill him. That day Mom lost 2 ribs and got burns all over her body. We never saw her again. He sent her into a mental hospital to suffer from trying to kill him, and for scarring his perfect creation. I couldn't take it anymore after that. I ran, and ran, and ran until I was at the mountain. There I let all my anger out by using my quirk. And I lost control, and my own flames burned me. Tuya Todoroki died at that mountain, consumed by his flames, and Dabi rises from his ashes. You heard Mother's call with her father, right? Father? Anos asked his father as Izuku nodded. You don't worry about it. I will have that woman pay for using my Kriati. My Momo like that. Izuku's eyes wasn't his normal emerald green. It was crimson red coated with a thick miasma of malice. She'll fall. I will show her hell even demons would be afraid of. The glass bottle, resting between Izuku's grips, suddenly shattered. Meanwhile, Anos watched in silence at the man who covered in a miasma of malice so much that he'd be far from a hero. So this is my father, the man who defeated Zinnia Shivaheld, the great demon king. Anos smiled, knowing full well their family are full of anomalies and misfits. Yes, dear viewers, Izuku, while in the other worlds, discovered dimension hopping and knew from his journeys that there are bigger fish in the sea of the Silver Seas. At the middle of his journey, Izuku was surprised by an attack from Izak the Destroyer, and after days, months, and years in the time-dilated quantum prison they are fighting in, Izuku defeated the brute with his spear. There was no one in the deep abyss worlds who could fight against Izuku, who gained the title of Abolisher of Kings. Anos looks at his father once again, scanning Izuku with his demon eyes of destruction, and sees something. 9,789,802. There's 9,789,802 binding spells that bind my father's strength. Even as a demon king, Anos showed signs of interest and awe at the concise and meticulously crafted magic spells that limits Izuku's strength. And here I thought that I was a misfit in the mythical age. Anos shrugged his little shoulders. You look too excited for a cup of tea. Arzanon-chan. Ochako, meanwhile still looking at the baby whom she used her quirk on to have Momo some time for comfort. BWA. Izuku and Momo's little baby enjoys floating mid-air thanks to his cool Annie. Ochako. Look at him. He enjoys flying too much. Momo giggled at her own child. A flying baby. The ever-so-composed Tokoyami yelled while staring at the flying baby. Cool kid, ha-ha. Dark Shadow spoke. The sentient quirk made a thumbs-up motion with its shadowy hands. Anos turned his gaze away from his father's red eyes. He looked back at the tea party where his mother was laughing. The contrast was sharp. On one side, a man ready to break the world; on the other, a baby floating in the air. It seems the seal is the only thing keeping this house standing, Anos whispered to himself. He knew that if even one of those 9 million spells snapped, the city would vanish. Izuku stood up, the broken glass falling from his hand. The red glow in his eyes faded back to green, but the cold feeling in the room stayed. He looked at Momo. I'm going out for a bit, Izuku said, his voice smooth but heavy. I have to take care of some business. Momo looked up, her smile softening. She didn't see the vital fluid on the floor or the look in his eyes. To her, he was just Izuku. Don't be late, okay? Our little daddy's boy wants his daddy to cuddle him at night. I won't be late, Izuku promised before walking out of the Heights Alliance dormitory. Anos walked over to his mother's side, watching his little brother float around. Ochako was laughing, moving her hands to keep the baby steady. Dark Shadow was playing tag with the baby in the air. Tokoyami was still panicking in the corner, unable to handle the sight of a flying infant. To think, Anos thought, that the Abolisher of Kings takes orders from a woman with a teacup. My mother sure is a special woman. He looked at his sibling. The baby giggled, a tiny spark of power leaking out that made the gravity in the room wobble. Anos used a small bit of his own magic to steady the floor before the heroes noticed. You really are a handful, Anos muttered, a small smirk appearing on his face. But I love you that way, little brother. All Might with his unimaginable wealth had paid the little demon king for a favor that would change someone's life. that would remove someone's gross and burn appearance, making them not be afraid of going outside. My face, my body, it's healed the stream down Tuya's cheeks. Thank you, he hugged All Might, who hugged back while Anos smiled at a corner with his hands back to his pockets. It seems I'm just a third wheel on this father and son like scene you two are having. Now if you excuse me, I have a little siblings to watch over. Anos walked out as the two kept hugging. I really wish you were my father. It's not too late to have that wish come through. Even All Might, in his muscled form, could cry at the happiness he is feeling currently. Let's take your mother out of that mental hospital, son. So, this was the end of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.